Yo, you're live. Okay, we're live now. We
And
into
This
it.
shit is a saga. Um, are you gonna have problems?
no, I'm good to go because I didn't do anything. So yeah, we good. I think they're just being real strict, and I think it's a lot of nitpicky shit going on. Megan's testimony today was so fucking boring. It was just so motherfucking boring. But yeah, got to hear it. Everything is good, but the people are watching, child.
Did they ask her? Because Tory's been under gag order for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, she's been doing interviews, all these type of things.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ask her in what world does she feel like Tory's driving the narrative, as opposed to her, and also how in what world Tory's career has gone up, and she feels her career
Right.
has been negatively affected.
Yeah, they brought up and they said, you don't think that Tory's been getting all kind of hate too? When she said that she saw messages of people saying she should have been killed and stuff, and she said, I don't know. Like, girl, you see that shit on Twitter. You see what people be posting and people be talking about that fucking man and coming at him with all of that shit. You know that shit effect.
This is also interesting, right? Somebody in like the Instagram chat said, "Well, did they state in court that that gun was registered to Tory's security, aka the driver?"
No, no, they have not pinpointed that weapon to any particular person. It was where Tory was in a car that
Mm.
led them to feel like it's his gun. But no, ain't nobody proven that that was his gun. No.
Do you think with some of the questions about the bags and stuff like that, they're hinting towards maybe one of the women had the gun, or
Mm-hmm.
or had maybe not on their person but in their belongings?
Absolutely. And you have to consider the fact that y'all took shit out of EJ car. Y'all put a whole bunch of shit in that man's car. Not only that, y'all went into Kylie's home. How the hell we don't know the gun wasn't in Kylie's house? Somebody stole it. Went in the Kylie house, had EJ pack your clothes up, put the shit in
What's
the
up with my
car.
cam, bro?
Y'all go up the street, almost get to your house. How we know you didn't stop at a damn gun shop? How we know you didn't stop by somewhere and pick up a weapon and say I'm finna go back and fuck some shit up? We don't know what the hell y'all did. All we know is Tory got back in his car and there was a gun in the goddamn car.
Did is EJ gonna take the stand?
EJ, yes,
Okay, so he's gonna give a clearer picture of what
at
happened
the pool.
at the party.
Hmm. That'll be in.
Did in Meg Thee Stallion's story, does she say he EJ's a dude, right? I don't really know these
Yes,
people.
yes, he's a dude.
Okay. Was he passed out? Was he
They
drunk too,
didn't,
or
they didn't speak to that. They
okay?
only spoke to Kelsey. They mentioned that Kelsey was past that and
Mm.
that she got back up at a point and went to the pool. And don't forget that yesterday they hinted at an incident at the pool, and they said that Megan after that got very upset. So I'm very interested to hear what it was that was supposed to have taken place with Kelsey, Kylie, and Tory,
Yo, my
because
cam
they
messing up.
implied that there was something that happened. I'm like, well, damn, was it a three-way French kiss? What the fuck happened? What was bitches mad for? What could have happened that could have made her upset? That's interesting.
Was there any kissing admitted to?
No, she basically said that the wig slipping is why she wanted to go home.
Cap.
Was she asked if she being felt away by Tory flirting with Kylie?
Yeah, and she said that's not true at all.
She said she ain't get no fucks.
Right, none. She said it had nothing to do, nothing at all to do with that. She said my wig was slipping. EJ told me my wig was slipping, and I had to go. I wanted to leave. Then turn around and said, well, they said, why you ain't leave with EJ? Oh, because I ain't want to leave. Okay, well, bitch, did you want to leave or did you not want to leave? And girl, your wig was slipping, your hair was fucked up, and all that kind of shit. From what? Because when you was in the pool and you said, Tori, don't get my hair wet, if y'all remember.
Yep.
So, babe, your hair was fine, right? Well, what happened? When did the wig start slipping, boo? Because if
She
whatever
capping.
happened and your wig was fucked up shortly after Tory got there, which was the reason why they say Tory didn't want to leave because he had just got there. We saw you bitches. So what the fuck? When did your hair get messed up, love? Was there something? Was it an
checking
issue
a
at
few
the
things.
house? Did bitches get belligerent
morning,
at the
everybody
house
that's in
and
here.
cut up? Why you wigs start slipping? That don't make no damn sense. You had just got done filming the video for what? Like, girl, cut it out.
Okay. So, where are you leaning right now? Give me a sequence of events. And again, it's probably going to change day by day as you see more testimony and whatever.
It's
But
going to
as
definitely
you're trying
change.
to formulate the story in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
what are you trying to try to put the pieces together from what the detectives say? You're seeing pictures and you're hearing audio in court that we're not privy to because we're not in court, but you're seeing it, from a really close perspective. Give me what you believe probably happened.
I think that Megan goes over to Kylie's house to go to a pool party. She invites the nigga that she had been fucking with, wanted him to come over. I think that she wants to keep it light because Kelsey was back. I don't know why in the fuck you would want to be around a nigga knowing you had fucked him with Kelsey sitting up here. But I think maybe she wanted to keep it light that night. Come on over. Let's have some fun since they have had fun together because she mentioned that they were partying shit together. I think they went over there and that I think that Megan being from a certain area talking how she talked, I don't know her, but I would imagine that she would have an attitude with a nigga flirt with another bitch in her face. Oh, what the fuck y'all think this is? Not in my face, not after I'm the one that's supposed to be fuck you. Like, no. That's women find that to be disrespectful.
Yes.
I think that she had an attitude about it, and that is why she wanted to leave. I think that she got belligerent. I do believe that Kylie said, baby, it's time for you to go. I think that she did not want to leave. I think that Tory did not want to escalate the situation. It was already like, damn, this bitch really want to get the fuck up out of here. And so he said, you know what, let me leave. And even though I just got here and I want to be here, okay, fine, let me leave. I think they got in the car and it was tense. I believe that the argument, I can't even believe that they got in an argument about their careers. Because she said that there was an argument about, who was bigger and who had a better career and who was a better rapper. I believe some shit like that could have been said, but I think that what the issue was, because hell no, I don't think that that's what sparked everything. I think that Tory absolutely said, oh, you backing up a bitch that's been on my dick? And I think that the ladies started to argue, even if Tory was in it and everybody was arguing. I think that the attitude would have been between the women. They have more motive than anyone in this situation to me, based on that revelation. I believe the witness, saw Kelsey get out. I think they had a physical fight. I think that the men, somebody grabbed the gun. Who? Can't deduce that yet. But I think one of those women grabbed that gun, is what I think. Maybe trying to defend themselves after a physical altercation. Maybe a bitch losing. Maybe a bitch wants somebody to get the fuck up off of her. Whatever. I think the gun was grabbed. If the gun started off where it ended up, that means that shit was sitting right there where Megan was. If that's the case. The gun gets grabbed, and I think that there was a struggle. I think maybe the men intervened. Tory intervened to try to, this is serious now. Somebody could die. I think that there was a struggle over that weapon, and I think that the weapon went off. I do not think that anybody, especially Tory, with intent, shot at her and said, dance, bitch, and shot at this girl. I don't think that happened. I think Megan ended up getting hurt. Absolutely. I don't think the story goes the way that she told it. I think that it was an accident. I don't think anyone out there purposely fired that gun. I think it went off in the midst of a struggle. That's what I think happened.
My camera made me
Do you think
mad,
she's just
bro.
doubling down on the story that Tory did it and he's the only guilty person, or do you think in some weird way, even though she don't fuck with her, she's protecting Kelsey?
Absolutely.
Because I still can't understand why she didn't just say, yo, yeah, Kelsey beat me up too, or or maybe don't sound too good because
exactly.
I guess if she beat up Kelsey, she don't mention nothing with the fight with Kelsey.
Yeah, I absolutely think she would protect Kelsey above anything, regardless of what has happened thus far. Yeah, and she too deep in the shit now to change it up. And somebody said, "What's the relevance of the sexual relationship?" You dumb bitch. The relevance is the fact that started the argument. That would give somebody motive. Duh. Nobody cares about Megan's pussy. The sex life is relevant because that is what tipped the scales. When Tory revealed that Megan had sex with him, Kelsey gets upset. This escalates the situation. This ain't the first time that you've done this to me. Everybody corroborates that claim. So that's very important when it comes to what were y'all arguing about. And that gives them motive. And Megan kept that from y'all. You sit up here wondering why it's relevant. You need to wonder why the girl kept it from you. And what was your motive for keeping that from the people? Because then you start to understand the dynamics. You know how that looks if people find that shit out. It looked like you hoes is guilty. So come on now.
Wow. No, interesting shit. I mean, again, like, I would have to think, just hearing from you today and yesterday, that if the jury had to vote just off of today, it would be a very tough call for them to all unanimously vote that Tory is guilty.
Yeah. Because I would acknowledge that I think that some people would say maybe he's guilty after Megan got up there and did what she did. Every single juror? Absolutely not. I think the majority would say, child, I cannot with 100% certainty say he did this.
Okay, so I see some people mentioning in the chat. They said someone else who was there, Tamika Mallory, is saying completely different, a different tune. And I guess they're saying that, basically, I'm not sure if she did say that, but maybe she possibly said that, like, Meg had everybody in there believing, pretty much. I don't know.
But of course, what else would she say?
Okay. Does she have a horse in the race? I don't know.
You know she's affiliated with Rock Nation. Sitting right next to Ray, jaw jacking, smiling and shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is politics as usual.
And everybody wants to talk about biases and da-da-da, but why don't y'all talk about that?
Y'all hear that?
So some politics as usual shit. Jesus Christ.
Heavily affiliated with Rock Nation. Mm-hmm. And was sitting right next to Desiree. Kick in. Good time back there, child.
Man, this shit is getting tense. Okay, so more importantly than Meg's testimony today.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Meg still said her back was turned for certain shit. She don't remember. Bump, this, that, the third. What do you think Kelsey's going to say tomorrow? And do you expect any bombshells to be dropped?
You know what? The way this shit going after today, I don't know what the hell Kelsey going to get up there and say. Because how in the fuck did this jury and this nail get in the middle of the street? Who you gonna, when they ask you about what happened, are you gonna get your ass up there and say you don't remember either? Is she gonna act like Megan and play dumb all damn day? Or is she gonna get to it? And with Kelsey, with them already painting the picture that she was so inebriated that she was passed out, at the house. Are we already setting the stage for her not to remember and have gaps in her damn story? She might get that for that card.
Hey, not to go back. Did they ask Meg Thee Stallion? And this is probably going to cause all type of objections if they went down this line of questioning. Did they ask her how frequently does she drink? Does she often goes to parties and get drunk?
No.
Is she a quiet drunk? Aggressive drunk? What is her usual demeanor?
Nothing.
What?
Like it.
Oh, hell no. You got to establish that. You got to establish that because, listen, my thing is that, she's showing up to court today, all done up and her personality, and even if she's a little snappy, it's going to be much different than when somebody's off, 18 shots of Casamigos. You hear me?
Okay.
So,
and we do have Moneybag Yo, who used to date her, in a live video with her saying, I keep these BC powders in my car for you. BC powders are often used for hangovers and shit like that. And he told her, you get real gangsta. Don't crash the boat. Kelsey said, bitch, I'm talking to that bitch that crashed that boat on 42. A lot of people have alluded to the fact that the bitch gets real ignorant when she gets on that damn liquor. Alluded to. We don't know, but they should have definitely. That was something good that could ask. But maybe
I should have asked that. You're completely relevant.
Yeah.
Complete.
Have you ever been to rehab for drinking? That was
very good question.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great question.
There were rumors that she went to rehab. So I
gotta think that she must have told him I'm only available for today, and the judge just made sure a testimony was put on the record. Because I'm telling you, if I'm that, it should have been some Amber Heard shit. She should have been on the stand from today all the way to goddamn Friday. At least.
They rolled out the red carpet, and they really, made her very comfortable. And Megan, if you need a break, but once again, when you're the victim in a situation, you want saying something happened to me, they want to play it cool. But Kathy Todd repeatedly said, if you need a break, let me know. And I know that this is hard for you, and all these different things.
Capping, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I'm not, listen, and I know some people might be like, yo, my interest on who she fucks or fucked is coming from a place of trying to paint her as, like a smut or trying to shame her for, like, come on, I drink every day. So I'm not trying to shame her tactics for either drinking or for having sex with whoever she want to have sex with.
Right.
But it's very important in the story.
Absolutely.
Y'all are fighting.
This is
allegedly two women may have.
It was said in a court of law that Ben Simmons and the baby, you know what I'm saying, have been fucked on. We sit in a courtroom and this is it. The baby came out and said that he fucked the girl. So what the fuck are we supposed to do? Who she mad at? Us or them niggas? The fuck?
No, I agree. Yeah, I'm surprised that those questions weren't asked. But you never know. It might be asked to her friends. Hey, Kelsey.
Right.
You hung out with Meg mad time. Have you and Meg ever gotten a physical altercation before? Have y'all ever argued over men? Have y'all ever argued while she was drunk? How does she normally act when she's drunk?
Yeah, I want to say something.
You get in fights.
If a gun went off, it's crazy not to have sympathy for her. Tory or Kelsey dead wrong. Babe, if it was an accident, I'm not getting behind somebody falsely accusing someone. If you accidentally bump me, bitch, you can feel bad about it. But if I try to make it something that it's not, that's something completely different. How am I have sympathy for something that I'm not sure of? That's what this trial is about. So I'm not gonna point the finger. If I acknowledge certain things, that would be me acknowledging that he's guilty, that he did do it. So we don't know what happened yet. We know what he's being accused of and what she claims, and that's what needs to be remembered. Like I said, she got hurt some type of way. Obviously, we see the scars and shit. So obviously something happened, and that is horrible. But we have to remember that she's accusing somebody of something very specific, and that's what needs to be proven, because it may be that it did not happen that way.
Did they? She said she was in rehab for months with her foot, and she couldn't walk for a while. Mm-hmm. Did they ask her about her twerking in like 5 business days?
No. That's why I'm interested to know from the doctor.
There.
No, there's nothing like that. I'm interested to know from the doctor, what did you recommend for her? And who in the hell was doing the physical therapy? And what day did this girl start walking again? Please tell me. Because we saw her. We saw 1 foot bandaged up down at the damn club. We seen her at DJ Khaled house. We seen it, but you was walking and twerking and dancing and performing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I think no. And if the shit keep going this way, no reasonable jury would convict him. It's too all over the place. Well, even at base value, it's too all over the place. What the fuck are you to make of this shit? This is a mess. And the prosecution's evidence ain't helped the damn thing. And what are damn bullet fragments? I'm afraid to get up there and acknowledge that them damn bullet fragments gone.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, is it known if Tory will take the stand? Is that planned?
Nobody has mentioned that at all. So I don't know.
Mm. So who else on the witness list definitely has to testify?
EJ, the stylist, Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's boyfriend, Kelsey Harris, the ex-best
I'm probably
friend.
taking my
The doctor,
camera off.
past that, they haven't revealed.
Mm. Okay, so most likely all these witnesses are probably going to take up at least for the rest of this week, right? I'm just trying to
We
think.
got through 5 the first day. Megan took all day, but we got through quite a bit that first day. I'm hoping that they get. I'm hoping that we do Kelsey like up until about half of the day before lunch and come back in and get some more people in there. But Kelsey might take all day.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that this trial, opening, closing statements are probably going to be given like next week Wednesday at the latest.
At the
That the
late.
jury could have, yeah, that the jury could have at least maybe possibly a day to deliberate if it's that contentious,
Mm-hmm.
or 2 days that they could deliver a verdict definitely before
Yeah.
the 23rd. The courts are going into holidays after
They're
the 23rd.
telling me that they don't even think that this will go the 10 days. It's supposed to be a 10-day trial. They don't think that this shit gonna even go 10. So what you're saying about maybe Wednesday? Yeah, that's about what is being whispered about.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's just interesting, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So today wasn't as lively. We got Megan's side, but it wasn't one of them lively days. I feel like yesterday was more lively.
Well, I heard everyone was on edge because Meg was coming to court. Like, it was like the queen, like, coming to town.
Oh, really? That's what they're saying?
Yeah. Reading Nancy's tweets and a few other people's tweets, it was like, people were they were making sure nobody, there's somebody named, something Cunningham. She said that they were making sure that absolutely no pictures, and they were like really like almost down people's throats, and even outside of the courtroom, making sure that no one video took pictures of, spoke to.
There weren't. Let me tell you something. There were fans of hers there, so there were people, and Tory, mind you. There were people literally screaming, "Free him! He didn't do it. He's innocent!" Literally. But they chose to highlight who was there for Megan, of course. But Megan had fans there, so you did have some people fanning out. But when it came to her getting on that 15th floor and coming in, I didn't see people fanning out. You had some people that maybe got a smile and were, excited maybe to see her being there. But because of all of the extra shit that went into getting her into that seat, what I felt like was that everybody involved in that courtroom was agitated and annoyed and wanted to just like, come on with this shit. It was like, okay, like, come on,
Hey, I seen a few people holding up signs outside. Did y'all see my son out there holding up a sign?
I did not see my son. Was he there?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, was he there? I didn't see him.
No. He's infamous for, holding up the signs. I would thought he'd be there.
No, I didn't see him. He had his girl Tamika there.
What about the group of I think it was mostly ladies that were holding up the signs outside though? Were they chanting or were they saying anything? I know there's going to be a different exit and entrance for like say Tory or whatever, but was everything cool?
Yeah, they were cool.
Were they shouting at supporters for Tory? Like explain the scene.
They had like some damn tables set up. And they had their damn box of T-shirts and they signs. Child, it was giving broke dick dog. I don't know why in the hell they propped their ass up out there. Somebody came upstairs and had on a "I stand with Megan" shirt. Tory saw it and he said, "I stand with him," and he was holding his son when he said it. So the people upstairs got to see it and was like, "Child." So it wasn't no hostile environment. None of Megan's fans that I heard upstairs were coming at Tory. They was looking at him, child. Some of them looked like they want the fuck. I don't know.
Hey, I seen. Go ahead.
No, I said that's what it looked like to me. They looked like they was, trying to see what was up. Looking at them, shit like that. The same way they was excited to see me, they was excited to see me too.
Oh shit, my best connection. Oh, okay. No, I seen Tory leave the courtroom with his son, and it looked like he looks in good spirits. He don't look too stressed. He looks in good spirits. Like this is going exactly how he thought it would.
Yeah.
What is his like, facial reactions? I see somebody say that he didn't look at Meg the entire time,
I
and
won't
that
look
like
at it
his
either.
head was down. What's Tory's body language like in court? Because that's usually also really
Yeah.
important.
Tory in court, and even today has remained very confident. I don't know if that's a Leo thing or if he feel like I got this in the bag or what. But if he is stressed,
Confident or arrogant?
not arrogant. No, 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 no. Even stopping to acknowledge people that come up to him to say, hey, da 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 da, and smiling with them and being kind and coming in. He ain't walking in all cocky or nothing. Come in, sit down, go where he's supposed to go, in the court. He has a notepad, so he's taking his own notes. And he didn't look at Megan when she came in, but at certain points during the testimony, he would look up, and he was, obviously paying attention to what she was saying. And other than that, he would put his attention on what was before him. I feel like his notepad, whatever notes he was taking, speaking with his attorneys and stuff. Um, Nancy Dillon made a post about how his son was present. That Tory made sure that his son was not present for all of those things that were said. He made sure that no, that he didn't hear particular things. So he was very aware, of what was being taken in
Facts.
that regard and
We gonna
protecting
get
his
through it
child.
though.
And yeah, I just felt
I
like
got
he would
somebody
look back, at family
coming on
members
live
and
with
kind of
me
look at
on
them
Monday,
and
and she gonna have
get
her
that little
opinion
boost
on it
a
too.
little bit
So
and
we gonna
turn
try
back
to finish this
around
by
and
next
focus.
Wednesday,
Just
cause
look
I'm moving
really
too.
focused. But he didn't look stressed at all. He ain't look stressed damn day.
Mm, okay, that's a good thing.
You wouldn't
That's a
even
good
think
thing.
the nigga was going through this.
Yeah, he looks outside of court. He looks like he's
Cause he
chilling.
know he ain't do it.
Yeah. So no, he's not allowing this to bring him down, and that says a lot.
I, I see.
Tory could they could get stories planted and da 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 da. He's in the industry as well, like the same way other people that. I think that it's been looking like a lot of desperation. All this shit that's been going on, they ain't needed to do that. Even when it came down to those opening statements with the slideshow, I really like how his attorneys came up and just simply got that podium and spoke. It hasn't been about the theatrics. It hasn't been about, well, believe me, and let this get put here and let this get put there. We here now, and the story will be told. Like he said, we'll go to court. We'll have our day, and now it's playing out. And I think that he's pleased with the way that things are going. I can't speak for him ever, but like I said, he looks confident, and he don't look like he's been shaken. So,
What do you think that Kelsey's going to reveal anything new? Like we know she's going to say Tory shot him, right?
mm,
But do you think she's going to open up more, maybe more than Meg, and kind of explain some of the nuances that led to Tory allegedly having a gun in his hand? Because that's going to be her story.
yeah, yeah. I think that Kelsey will say some interesting things because we haven't heard from her. So when she gets to breaking shit down, a lot of shit gonna be new to us, and I think she's gonna
I think
be able to put context around a lot of shit for us.
I think she'll
You think what?
the best job telling since. I think she's on paperwork. As I said, immunity deal. So she has an immunity deal, which means she has to testify, right? I think she's gonna do the best job telling since the guy she's 6'9". I think she's gonna give detail after detail, and Tory's lawyers are gonna have to go to bat to try to.
One second, I'll be back.
In what she says, I think Meg been saying 15 different stories. It was easy to kind of like, you said this here, right? Like it's easy. I think with Kelsey, even though Kelsey did say a few things like live, and she never ever said Tory didn't do it, but
Right.
she almost kind of like was only ever saying she didn't do it,
Yeah.
but she never said who did. So it was kind of weird. But if she comes out with very clear details, like this happened, we started doing this, blah, 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 and I know her story is probably going to start from the pool party.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the question gonna be, well, how much did y'all drink? Were you the only one that got, so drunk that you had to pass out? What did happen? What did make Megan get upset? Was it the wig? Did she say something about a wig? When I want to know who gonna claim these damn bags. Who is gonna claim these bags that could have had a weapon in them. Megan don't know who the shit it was. Once again, a good question is going to be, Kelsey, where were you when this took place? Because don't forget, she got the gunshot residue on her. And my whole thing is, I wish that they would have tested Megan for gunshot residue as well, because I'm willing to bet that she had it on her.
Somebody said, do you think that Meg ever had possession of the gun? And obviously, Meg clearly said she never saw the gun ever until that moment when she allegedly saw Tory with it. But what's your feeling? What do you think?
My feeling is that I find it quite coincidental, and I don't believe in coincidences, that they tested 3 people. They said that they tested 3 people's DNA up against the gun, and that it had 4 contributors. So of course, that could have been anybody, but I mean, 2 + 2 is 4. 4 people in the car. Maybe everybody was trying to grab the shit.
I mean, shit.
Wow. Really got to protect Tory. Tory was trying to break up a fight. Why wouldn't he be trying to? Okay, that's dog. So why wouldn't we think he could have been over there too? Did he?
I'm gonna be honest with you. If Kelsey don't tell us about her getting her ass whipped by Meg.
Yo.
Going on, you know what I mean? You remember all the things that you think you need to say to get the nigga to jail, but you ain't telling. Nigga, let's keep it a bean. Y'all were scrapping in the middle of the streets. Meg gave you a beating of your life. Nigga, acrylics popping out everywhere. You said what?
You think Megan will Kelsey?
You said, do I think Megan is what?
Do you think Megan will Kelsey?
Do I? Nigga, I think she beat her into oblivion.
No, I'm going to tell you why she didn't. Because them photos of Kelsey at the police station, Kelsey ain't got not one hair out of place or a scratch on her fucking face.
Really?
Yeah, they showed it to us. All she had was a ripped top. One of her straps was ripped, and she had a little bit of blood on her leg, but she helped Megan in the car. So I'm thinking that came from, Megan bleeding, and she had a cut on her leg. If Kelsey got beat the fuck up, it was the softest fight of forever. Who did we not see? We didn't see Megan.
Hold on, no scratches on Kelsey at all.
Not that they saw. And when they asked the police officers the first day, were there any other people injured on the scene? No.
I ain't gonna lie. Maybe Kelsey is Wolverine, man, because the prosecutor also said that Tory punched her in the face, and shit.
Okay.
Like, listen, man. Unless they say Tory hit like a bitch, Tory punched her in the face. She allegedly fought with Meg. No scratches on her. She looked fine. What's going on out here?
Last time they accused Tory of punching a nigga, he got tore the fuck up, huh? If he would have hit that girl, he would have tore ass up, huh?
You tell me that Kelsey could take a punch better than August Alsina?
Telling me that's wild shit. This is
getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. Listen, I need somebody to get up on that stand and tell the whole fucking story, the full story. The full story.
I'm streaming till like 11:30. I got a good stream for Monday.
Y'all gonna let that nigga go to jail for 22 years, quite possibly, for some bullshit?
Yo, I'm full court pressing Kelsey, and they should have did it with Meg, but I get it. You got to go soft on the victim. You don't want to do too much.
Yeah.
But one of the neighbors said they saw 2 women fight in the streets.
Absolutely, and we have a nail in the street, and we got jewelry in the street. So something happened, and it was separated from the chain.
And by the way, this is just my humble opinion. It's so unlikely that a gun gets fired before any actual, like, I could see them fighting, somebody loses the fight, somebody's drunk, they try to go for a gun, maybe, like, you know what I mean, somebody else is trying to stop him, this and third, and whatever else happened. It just seems crazy to me that, especially, let's say it's the bodyguard's gun. All of a sudden, the first thing that happens is somebody just grabs that gun and just shoots at her.
Right.
Nobody tries to restrain her.
They said that it took a few seconds. Megan said it took a few seconds for her to get car, walking forward. Huh?
Wait, what happened?
Oh yeah, I thought you said something. They said it took a couple seconds for Megan to get to the front of their car and then he said dance bitch it out. So are we supposed to believe, and y'all need to see these pictures. Backseat junky as hell. I'm talking about suitcase thrown back there. That our front seat got shit. It was trash. They had to move the trash to get the damn to take a picture of the gun. Purse, papers on the floor, napkin on the floor, suitcases all over everywhere. You mean to tell me that Tory, because who in the fuck keeps a gun in the damn backseat? Where the hell you sitting at? Okay, you mean to tell me that Tory, in 2 to 3 seconds, if the gun was originally in the front, jumped to the front, got the goddamn gun, got in the back, went over to where Kelsey was sitting, opened the door, da 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 da, and shot. This shit happened in less than 5 seconds. No.
Good point.
Who ride? Where you put a gun when you in the car? You put that shit in the glove box. You might put it up under your seat, maybe the driver's seat or whatever. It was under the driver's seat. Tory went up under the driver's seat, got it, got over there, opened the door, da 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 da, and did that in less than 5 seconds.
Yeah, they're making it sound that nigga's MacGyver.
Yeah, like he just Superman in this bitch. He moved fast as fucking light. No.
Let's get 30 views.
They got that nigga on some Steven Seagal shit. What the fuck?
Huh?
Man, I gotta see. I need somebody who's gonna tell a story, man. They're gonna get on the stand and say, "Listen, man, we go to Kylie's party, okay?" And I need to hear the details of that. I want every detail. Like, I don't want no missing details. I need to know: did anybody argue at Kylie's party? What was the demeanor between Kylie and them? Because you know what's also interesting? Kylie stopped on following Meg. Kylie not really with all the bullshit. Kylie looked like no matter what, and you would think Kylie would be definitely more sympathetic, and Kylie don't fuck with Meg, okay? Why is that? I want to know. Now, again, it could be a million objections, but it's going to add to the narrative of what happened that night.
Kylie's best friend, shortly after the incident, posted, Stassi, with her fine ass, she posted on Instagram right after and said, real happy girl shit. And Kylie took a picture of her fucking foot and posted it right after Megan announced that she had got shot in the foot. Kylie posted a picture of her damn foot in the water. They shaded that hoe.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I reported on it. Yeah. Way back.
Let me Google this shit. Oh, shit.
Yes. And I think it's still on their damn page. Stassi said real happy girl shit and was like hanging on the damn boat doing rich people shit. Why they?
Yeah, because I don't think Meg wanted to leave the house. I think Meg and Kylie was arguing.
Nah, this is getting out of hand. Holy shit.
I want to see what Corey got to say, and I want to see what EJ got to say.
Was Corey there that night?
That's what they say. Mm-hmm.
Was he there for the whole night?
They did not acknowledge that. But they
really want to. Was he there the whole time? Because even when Tory goes live in a pool, we never see him. Say again?
He was there when Megan and them got there, and at least until Tory was there. Yeah, because Megan said Corey was there, Kylie was there. You know that. So yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering why. What your grown ass doing over here?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Okay. Is it possible that did Kylie not trust it, or I don't know? You never know what they ass how they be doing shit.
That's fucking interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Listen, the only thing I'm happy about is that we're going to finally get a conclusion to this whole fuckery. Enough is enough.
Right, and everybody can move on with their fucking life. And I want to, and you tell me how we're in media, right? To a certain degree. Well, you really in media more. You're more established than what I am. But what I will say is, do you feel like we win regardless? Because I do. I feel like regardless of what happens with the case, this is just another story. There's some people who feel like depending upon the verdict that certain people are going to be ended because of at certain points maybe you thought this or maybe you believe this or maybe you believe that. Do you think that the verdict will affect you and your platform?
No. Listen, I've always maintained. I don't know who should. I felt like there was bullets fired. Like, I'm not denying something that seems to be the truth. I don't know who fired the shot. People have always just called me biased because from day one, I was unwilling to just say, "Oh, she said it's Tory, or it's got to be Tory." You know what I mean? Like, it's the funny thing about this whole thing. A lot of people say, you know what? You know what's wrong about society? Blah blah. People don't believe black women. Well, let's think about this. The reason why we're at this impasse at this crossroads is that we did believe black women, right? In the sense of we believe Meg every time she flipped the story. So the reason why we're in this trial where we can't tell what the fuck the truth is, we believe that when she lied, or I stepped on glass, I would believe.
Right.
Then she switched the story. Nah, I ain't stepped on glass, I got shot. Which one you want us to believe? Then she said, well, I ain't tell them because I thought the cops was going to shoot us. Okay. No, really, it's because I just ain't no snitch. Okay. Now it's, I want him under the jail. Jesus Christ. The only reason why the prosecutor's having a tough time, Meg done switched her fucking story 49 times.
And
okay? 49 times.
They're more ready to blame people like you and me and try to make us accountable for the way that we feel. I feel like anybody, the media in general, has made Megan accountable for her contradictions. Stop acting like people woke the fuck up and decided, fuck that girl, she lying. Stop.
Hey, I'll tell you this, and a lot of people have said that, like, me or my platform has been anti-Meg. Even when Meg started responding to me, right, and Meg was, like, tweeting at me, whatever, we never called Meg a liar at that point. We never called her a liar, right? Now clearly, there's proof of inconsistencies. If I did say she was a liar about certain things, I could. But at that point, all we were reporting was things that just cast a doubt, which was like, okay, well, this might help the case.
I'll be back, chat, one more time.
Have not done it, and she was. You could tell this is some Rock Nation control bullshit. Which I'm just at the end of the day, I don't care how popular I am. Like, I control my platform. I don't give a fuck who else. You're not gonna control my platform. So she was just mad that anyone would report anything that made it look like maybe there is a doubt that Tory did it. She took it personal.
Right.
Oh, Tory must be paying y'all. That's why I responded. I said, Tory paid me. I said, you must be delusional. You want me to cover this case to only say, oh, yeah, of course you got shot. Or I need to omit anything that makes Tory look even a shade of innocent.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think that's honest reporting. If I sit here and I only pick out the details that make Tory looks guilty when there's openly facts and information that say, hey, we're not saying he's innocent, but wait a minute.
Right.
This is something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
A fair and unbiased media is going to put everything out. You let the people decide.
Let the people decide.
Meg clearly wanted to run a narrative. She wanted to run a narrative run with all media, and for the people like me who she felt that wasn't going down with, you know what she said? Oh, it's because Tory paid y'all.
Yeah.
Paid y'all, yeah.
She went online and said you probably either you getting paid or you want to fuck him or all kind of shit. Do not ever sit up and play with my motherfucking mind. It ain't nobody that's watched anything. When I have said I think this or that, what I have shown them exactly why, that ain't felt like, even if they don't agree, I see why you said that. I get respect because I don't get up and say, oh, I think this because the bitch said it. I have been able to show exactly why I think the way I think. And I called her ass a liar because she is. That's a fact. She is a liar. Just like she got her ass to the day and said, yeah, I lied. So get over it, bitches.
And by the way, like, for everybody who just thought, for outlets like myself and even yours that may have, like, again, we're trying to get to the truth.
That's it.
Right? So, you know what I mean? There might be certain things that we post that might seem to be in favor of Meg, certain things that's in favor of Tory. In reality, this case is proven that the way we covered it is absolutely right because it's not open and shut. It's not, automatically we know Tory did it. The jurors right now are probably thinking, well, I thought this, but then I heard this. They are torn. They are torn, or they're not all the way convinced yet. It's no way you can listen to those first 2 days of testimonies from everybody, from detectives to even Meg herself, and you don't even come to the conclusion saying, oh yeah, no, he definitely did it, and you expected people who aren't privy to all this information that the jurors are getting to just automatically believe that it's
Right.
open and shut. No, people are skeptical. That's it. You know what I mean? People are skeptical.
The people.
And if Meg didn't make this whole thing, right, where it feels like she's trying to use this as a career play, where she didn't feel like and she keeps talking about it, like she's not getting enough sympathy, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm not getting enough sympathy. And that's the only, because you've gotten all the awards. Ever since then, you've gotten all the awards. I don't know how she says her career ain't been going up, right?
Right.
So if that's what you want to go with, I just can't understand why she wouldn't be able to see why people are skeptical, because the jury right now, I think they're the most skeptical people right now, and they're seeing all the real shit.
Yeah, I agree. And these people talking about who the bigger artist is, babe. First of all, don't sleep on all the Tory shit before, but even quarantine radio and what he was able to do and his trajectory. This shit affected all of that. And even with all of this, the nigga's so fucking good. Y'all talking about who bigger, bitch, who better? Because at the end of the day, almost 1 billion streams this year. Y'all scared to tell people y'all listen to that nigga. The industry took his playlist, and shout out, Act, you put him on, like you put him on the playlist. So
Yeah, I brought that to light, and again, he's been very complimentary and also give me some of my credit for that. Like once I called it out and everybody realized they got egg on their face,
exactly,
they kind of just start sliding back in on the sneak. They're not gonna make no announcement. Oh,
Tory Lane stuff.
He is on playlist. Wait, nigga, he was never on playlist for years. Y'all just threw him on there like last month.
Right. Was removed. And let's talk about the noise that was not made with Megan being on all the damn lists. So at the end of the day, y'all scared to show people y'all listen to that nigga. Y'all know y'all fuck with the Daystar album. Y'all know y'all fuck with Alone at Prom. Y'all know y'all fuck with what he just put out. Quit fucking playing, bitch. Y'all like that nigga.
Tory stuff.
Yeah, nah. It's gonna be so interesting how this whole shit's gonna turn out. And Kelsey's statement. Kelsey messaged me one time, and it was so funny. Let me see if I could.
Tory tough.
Damn. Let me see if I could. Oh, I can't. I'm on the live. I can't go back.
Damn.
Anyway, she was I remember it was an article that got posted that said something about, hey, Kelsey,
I'm gonna go with some food.
Like either she was being paid by Tory or something like that, or like Tory tried to pay her off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the article, and she sent it to me, and she said with the cap emoji, she says cap, and then I kept proceeding to say, hey, well, why don't you clear it up? And then she just never really said anything else. You know what I mean? Because I was basically trying to say, hey, listen, you're the third person. Just tell what happened. Yeah, but it'll be interesting if she goes up there tomorrow, which I think this is the bombshell that might come out. Well, not bombshell. I think she might state on the record that Tory offered her money, even though maybe she doesn't have any proof. You get what I mean? She's definitely going to be like, oh, yeah.
Kelsey had gone in the comments on social media and denied that he offered her money. So, I mean, I guess if she want to get up there and say that shit, cool,
well,
but...
Remember, now she's under oath, just like how Meg basically said, yeah, I lied about that shit. I think Kelsey is going to basically come out and say, oh, nah, he didn't try. Like, it'll make her story sound better.
Let me ask you this. What the fuck point would it be to offer Kelsey $1 million when Megan ass was already telling the shit? Megan, they need to tell us what day she supposedly linked with him, because Megan came out 4 days later and said this shit that happened. So what the fuck would have been the point of telling the cat was out the bag? I'll offer you money for what?
I'm wondering if she talked to Tory afterwards.
Kelsey?
Yeah.
I bet she did. Yeah. Well, you mean after, because she did answer the phone.
Yeah, after in the last 2 years,
Yeah,
before it.
I bet.
Because I kid you not, I used to believe this. I used to say, I feel Tory is protecting someone. I like shit. Even when I talked to him, and I was just like, yo, when he's telling me what happened, I'm like, nigga, there's a part of the story missing, and I feel like you're protecting someone, and not try to, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to say not trying to snitch, but you're protecting someone. You get what I mean?
What'd he say?
Well, I mean, all of the details except the shoot.
Right. Right.
Nigga, I heard everything else, but who had the gun? I've never heard that.
Right.
Never to this day, I've never heard that.
Where did it come from?
And I always thought was making sense, even in the narrative. Well, who would have the reason to shoot Meg? It can't be the nigga who's fucking Meg and her friend.
Right.
Like, nigga, you fucking them both. Why are you shooting them?
Right.
You know what I mean?
For what?
Like, who would have that motive? Well, if they got into an argument, the friends that may have started maybe before they got in the car, escalated while they got in the car. Tory is kind of, you know what I mean, in the middle of it, but they're really going at it because they also have issues from kind of stemming from before, which, by the way, Kelsey kind of confirmed. Basically saying, like, on the live, she basically said, yo, Meg, you've been taking my niggas forever, okay? I would believe that their argument escalated to some type of physical altercation, and in a drunk world, a woman would grab a weapon. Not saying this is normal, but two women fighting, and I could imagine one woman gets the best of the other, right? And that's how a weapon comes. That's a narrative that makes sense, though.
That's what makes
it just don't make sense that, like, the prosecutor's opening statement, like, oh yeah, the story starts with, oh yeah, they're in the car, and basically Meg tells Tory, you know your music trash, nigga, and all of a sudden Tory takes out a gun when she gets out the car and say, yo, dance, bitch, dance, and shot at her 4 times.
And I just say something, for Megan to try to throw out that, oh, I'm the better rapper, this is what triggered him so bad. This the same nigga that was playing basketball with a patch in the middle of his motherfucking head. The nigga can take a fucking joke. The nigga can take criticism. The nigga can take, like, you said he wasn't.
Listen, as hot-headed, because, you know, some people be like, well, he did sock out all this stuff. As hot, I do think Tory's a little hot-headed at times. But trust me, for a guy, it's a different level of fucking loco you gotta be to escalate an argument to shoot a woman. To just shoot her.
To shoot 5 times? The gun went off 5 times. Because the bitch say you couldn't rap? That don't even make no fucking sense. That shit sound dumb as fuck.
It do.
Shit.
I think the prosecutor got to come with a better narrative for people to believe that Tory did.
Yeah.
A little bit better narrative, because, again, when it comes down to believability, I want your story to flow. Just make sure your story flowed. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But like, damn, all right, well, everybody jumped. Okay, I can see that happening. But they telling some type of ducktail. I'm like, really, nigga? You're telling me that she just dissed his music and he shot her?
That's what they're saying. That don't make no damn sense. Even though the confession came out that, okay, yeah, that bitch betraying you. The fight was about some damn rap skills. And what the fuck he need to be insecure about? Y'all know damn well the nigga rap better than that girl. The fuck do he need to be mad about, bitch? That ain't even no question. Girl, quit playing.
Facts. Tory's tough, bro.
If I was Tory, that's what I would hit her back with. Yeah, sure, that rap better than you. The fuck you talking about?
Yeah, the fuck, bitch. Okay, rap. I feel like he would have said, okay, rap. Like, it maybe have a little battle or something. Like, bitch, do your thing or something like that. I don't, pull out a gun, dance, bitch. This is not Harlem Nights. The fuck? That how supposed to be Delarice? No.
I don't know. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, yo, how long you been up today? I feel like you've been
You're a
up for like
moderator. You
all
should be the
day.
first one in here, bro.
At it all fucking day. Time for a drink.
Hey, listen. We on live, and I'm on my Twitch and on my YouTube. Yo, shout to like your Cash App or something. You know, yo, listen, chat niggas, man. Y'all gotta give her something for her Henny fund. She needs something.
Y'all ass $MOBRADIO. Boom.
So $MOBRADIO.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Jay,
Listen,
you
I
really
ain't
the
gonna
first
lie.
one
I
in here, bro.
appreciate
Come on
you,
now, bro.
I
Type in the chat.
appreciate you. You know,
I appreciate you too.
we definitely needed a voice in there that was gonna come and just kind of deliver it straight. I feel like you've been mad detailed. Like you're telling us not
That's
only
what I like
what
to
people
hear.
are saying, body language, everything that actually
Yes,
does matter,
sir.
because
We both
you know what I
got to
mean? You
grind,
gotta be
bro.
your
New
eyes
year,
and ears
bro.
in that bitch. You get what I mean?
New year.
It goes into it. You gotta get a real feel of the space. I'm gonna need the new.
Yeah.
Look, that shit almost full.
Oh shit.
This shit getting real serious. I think I need a sketch pad now. I don't fucking know.
My boy Kyron said he finna pay your rent.
Hey, that shit. He like,
Oh man. Yo, y'all showing some love, definitely.
but you know what? I appreciate you two academics, because at the end of the day, you have a huge ass platform, and so you putting anybody on your shit, but me in this instance, obviously brings attention and da 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 da. So I appreciate that, because it's not something that you had to or have to do. So thank you.
Hey, are the other? You know, I was shocked by. You know, we're gonna cut up a lot of this clip. I'm shocked that a lot of the media outlets aren't using some of the you know, the coverage that you're getting.
I'm not shocked.
Why?
Because that's the way they've been acting. I've gotten into it with people that own some of these blogs. We don't see eye to eye.
Oh, okay.
My sentiments about certain people that I feel like they have biases towards, I think is the reason why, you know, they won't post certain shit. Yeah. A lot of things going on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like anybody credible who's, you know, shit. We obviously, you know, we come to you to get the breakdown, but lawyers for workers, he be doing a breakdown. We be like, go to his shit too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We trying to get a kind of feel of what the fuck really is going on. And, you know, sometimes, you know, because you got to be going straight out of a notebook. Shit, you might have missed like 2 seconds, and maybe they thought those 2 seconds is important. So, you know, I think it's definitely all important. And I think those outlets should show you some love, man.
Well, you did, and I tell you what, I promise you, I done been posted on all them hoes, and they've had to credit me before. One live with you did more than all of that shit.
Hey,
so
I'm glad it's doing something. Listen, everybody go make sure y'all follow her. Please shout out your platforms, whatever the case is. Tell them how to reach you. That, you know, they can follow your content, because I'm pretty sure, you know, even when you're not on here with me, you're gonna still be updating, and you might forgot something now that you might have to know. So,
okay, so you see me up here now. We on Instagram. So this is my personal page. So MILAGRO, Milagro, roll my shit, or call me Nino, really, Milagograms. Or you could do the blog page. That's Mob's World, MOBZ __. And then the show is Mob Radio. So y'all can download Station Head and listen to it. Type in my name and listen. Or y'all can go on YouTube. Y'all can go on Twitch and type in Mob Radio and tune the fuck in. But they like they ass know it's shadow banned. Is your shit shadow banned?
Nah, they got me. They got me in the gulag. I ain't gonna lie.
Alleyway.
Yeah, it's weird, because I feel like there's a lot. You know, good thing we have like a really loyal following. So like our shit be shadow banned and looking not shadow banned, but like really,
that's right.
You could barely find it.
Yeah. Gotta type in letter for letter to the end.
Yeah, nah, that's how it be, yo. What's your plans for the rest of the night? You gonna take it down, review notes, you gonna get ready for tomorrow? You gotta get some good sleeping.
Yeah,
we gonna
we gotta get good sleep in, shower, get cleaned up, and
on to the next one. Day 3, bro.
What happened? And I mean, y'all listen to following people that just came in was asking me to go over it. So what happened was we come in, Kelsey come in. No, we already did this
day
morning.
3 of the
Let me
trial.
skip because we talked this afternoon. Yes. So let me skip here. Hold on these pages. So we came back in at about 2:50, and so they jumped right back into questioning. Kelsey, when y'all got back in the car, could you tell that Megan was injured? And she said, oh, wait. Yeah, it's back when we got back. Could you tell that anybody was injured? That Megan was injured? She said, I didn't see. It was a blur. No, this can't be the first page. No, we must have took a break. Because what time we got back, bitch? This shit, hold on. Because I need to know the last thing I told you.
Was it after 1:30?
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Back at 1:35. Boom. I had to get it. So I'm like, nah, that's too late. That don't make sense. All right. So we come back in at 1:35. They said before lunch, you said that Tory threatened you. She said some of the things that I stated weren't accurate or true. Black and white. That's what she said. Ask her again. You told us that Tory threatened you. She said, I can't remember. And so they said you told us that you were going back and forth with him and that he was going back and forth with Megan and y'all was all arguing and it went like this and it went like that. She said, no, that did not happen. I lied. They said, but that's what you told us, right? She said, on that day, I said that, but you know, that night I was under the influence. They said, didn't you say that, you know, when Tory said that he'll shoot you, that he motioned like he was going to the console,
I heard what he said,
but that he never pulled anything out, and that you said if you shoot me, then you shoot me. I guess it's my time to go. And then they said, do you recall saying that Tory reached for a gun? She said, just a motion. He never came back with anything. He just motioned for the console, and there was nothing. They said, did you ever tell us that he reached for the console? She said, I told you that there were things that weren't true about what I told you. And then they said, didn't you say that you have people that'll defend you if he did shoot you? And she said, yeah, I said that. She said, you talked about the argument and that Tory, you know, was calling Megan bitches and hoes and that you jumped in because you told him, I don't care what happens, don't talk to her like that. Okay. They said, what happened after that? She said, I believe we pulled over, but I don't know if it was Megan or Tory that wanted us to pull over first. She said the first time that we pulled over, Megan got out the car and Tory got out the car behind her to go talk to her. So Megan's whole motherfucking story, Estee Lauder. Megan's whole motherfucking story of going by the bus stop on Sunset Boulevard and she don't know what Tory was and they was in the car and all that shit. Obviously, it's not fucking true because she said Tory got out the car to go follow and talk to her. So they said, was Megan's phone dead or dying at the time? She said, I don't believe it was dead. They said when Megan and Tory got back in the car, how did they feel? She said, oh, how was the vibe? She said a very relaxed
we doing a 9 hour.
It was very relaxed. No. Everybody got back in the same seats. When they got in, after a little minute, they started arguing again. And so they said, what was they arguing about? And then she said, you know, they argued about the artistry. And they pressed her about that. So they had to play the audio to remember her so she could refresh her memory. Because she had already started with that on recall shit.
Even when I had
and so the accusation was that Megan told Tory, you only hot because of Jack Harlow. They tried to make, yeah, that's what was said in court. They tried to make, Kelsey pinpoint at least one thing that was said about his artistry. So Kelsey said that Megan told her, you only hot because you're on that remix with Jack Harlow. Okay. And then Tory came back and said whatever he said. They said they stopped the car again. And the prosecutor said, and this is where the shooting took place, right? Kelsey said there were gunshots. That's how she phrased it. And then they said, didn't you tell us that Tory said, because y'all was arguing and coming at him, let these hoes out my car, let these bitches out. This is my motherfucking car. So Megan said she wanted to get out the second time.
She's immune.
Robust. They're working on a cure.
You get her there, and you said everything right.
There's always something bad out there. Infected.
It's my
But
shit, bro.
Kelsey
But
say, Tory, put them hoes out of his motherfucking car. You want to talk shit to me? Bitch, it's my car. Get the fuck out. That's what Kelsey say he told the driver. Like, told them, get the fuck out of my car. And so Kelsey said that was the final thing that he said. So that goes against Megan with the dance bitch. Because Kelsey said the last thing he said before the incident was, get the fuck up on my car. This is my car. And so they played the audio where, you know, she said those different things and that they pulled open. They said, Kelsey, did Tory try to bribe you? She said, not just me, but I wouldn't say the word bribe. They said he tried to bribe you about not saying anything. Like, did he mention $1 million? She said he mentioned $1 million, but I don't know why. They said, okay, gunshots went off. And you saw what happened during the shooting, didn't you? Kelsey said verbatim, the way I was positioned? No. Okay. She said we got back in the car and everybody told her to shut up. It wasn't just Tory. They said, Tory told you to shut up, didn't he? She said, everybody told me to shut up. They said, why? And then she said, because she was crying and she was upset. They said, did he say that I will give you $1 million to stay quiet? She said, no. They said he mentioned a label deal. And did he try to bribe you with other favors? She basically said, if that's what it said on the paper, yeah, but I don't know, I guess. They said, didn't he offer to get you an attorney? They played audio from an interview in September of this year. And in the audio, she said, this is Kelsey. So anyway, he was very apologetic, and I told him that he was wrong for what he did. And he said that, she said, I guess that Holly, the lawyer, you know, advised him to ask her a particular type of way if she wanted help with maybe working under him or maybe getting an investment from him or something like that. And so they said, do you remember him telling you that? She said, no. And then she said, what about him asking you, is there something that you want to do? Like, is there anything basically that I can like put some money into? Like, is there anything you want to do? And no, she don't remember that. They said, didn't Tory ask you for a hug and you didn't want a hug? Is that what happened? She said, no. They said, when y'all stopped the car the second time, Megan got out. And what happened? Kelsey said that her and Megan got out at the same time on the passenger side. And both of the doors was left open. They said, what did you see? She said, I don't know what I saw. She said, I said things to protect myself that night. I didn't see anything. Multiple gunshots went off, they said. They said, so what happened after that? She said, I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I think she went over to the sidewalk, and then I went over there. They said, did you say that you got out the car and opened the door and that you heard 5 gunshots? She said, I can't recount. I don't know how many gunshots it was. They said, didn't you say that Tory jumped into the front seat after the third shot and you looked up after you heard that third shot and you saw him standing right there pointing that gun?
I thought he was hanging out
in
the
the car. She said, again, I was not being truthful. They played the audio where Kelsey said in an interview in September, I looked up after I was getting out the car. She said, because she really wasn't paying attention. She said, when you be in the car and you getting out, you don't really be looking around, you getting out the car. She said, so when she heard the second and third gunshot, she looked up and then he was leaning over the door. She said, that's what I told you. Okay. They said, did you tell us that you saw Tory shoot her over the door? She said, I was drunk and it was a blur. We go on a break. We come back. People upset now because Kelsey is saying something completely different than what the fuck they expected. They said, did you see Tory shooting? She said, I didn't see him shooting. They said, did you shoot Megan? She said, no. They said, do you know who shot Megan? She said, no.
But they said,
did you shoot Megan? No. They said, did you hold a gun? No. Did you ever apologize for having a gun and being a part of the shooting? No. They said, who apologized that night? She said, I don't recall an apology that night. They said, after you saw Megan limp over to the driveway, then what happened? She said, I don't know. She said, did you go check on her? Yeah. They said, didn't you tell us that Megan was bleeding? She said, I don't know where it was coming from. They said, was Megan bleeding in the driveway? She said, no. They said, didn't you tell us that Megan looked up and saw you and then she looked like a deer in headlights? She said, yeah. You know, if that's what you got to know, yeah. They said, did you tell us that he was pointing a gun at Megan? And after the shots, everyone froze? She said, again, the whole night is a blur. They said, did you tell us that he came around the back of the car and you were scared of him, and you didn't know what he was gonna do? She said, I said a lot of things. They said, did you tell us that Tory assaulted you and that Quan picked you up like a doll and said they do this all the time, Kelsey? Come on. She said, refresh my memory on that. So they played the audio and they said, you told us this, in the interview. And then they said, you told us a lot of stuff in September. Like, what's going on? She said, I don't care to be here, and I got a sick baby, and I got postpartum depression. And so they said, how did you feel about Megan and, how this situation basically transpired? She said, I felt betrayed by Megan and upset that Megan started rumors that I took hush money. They said, didn't you tell us in September that Tory assaulted you? She said, I said that.
I love Montana, but I'm doing this for our family.
Ruin them, starting with her.
She said, didn't you say that he punched and slapped you? She said, again, I said a lot of things. They said, did you tell us that your necklace broke? She said, yeah. They in the midst of fighting Tory, that your necklace broke off. She said, yeah. They said, is that what happened? She said, no. She said, I don't know if it fell or if it broke, but when I woke up the next day, I realized my necklace wasn't there. They said, what happened to your chain? She said, I don't know. They said, didn't you tell us that your nail broke? She said, I don't know how my nails was. They had the picture on the screen. And so she said, I don't know how my nails was, but yeah, I told you that. She said, but that didn't happen. They said, didn't you tell us that Tory pulled your hair and your neck so hard that it was like a tug of war, and that's what broke your chain because Quan was pulling you the other way? Okay? And so she said, again, I said a lot of things. They said, did Quan try to get y'all back in the car? She said, no, we just got back in the car. They said, did anyone approach you and Megan in the driveway? She said, it was all a blur. They said, what happened in the car? She said, I don't know. It was a blur. They said, did you send that text to Justin? She said, yeah. We took a break. That's when we came back in at 2:50. So they said, Kelsey, when y'all got back in the car, could you tell that Megan was injured? She said, I didn't see. It was a blur. They said, Kelsey, what is going on with you today? What happened from September to today that you forgot everything? She said, I told you what I was going through. I have a sick baby and a funeral to plan, plus postpartum depression and a host of other things. They said, Kelsey, have you ever been around the shooting or been involved in anything like this? She said, no. They said, okay, when it comes to you and your memory of this, don't you get a lot of pushback on social media? She said, yeah, and I still get it to this day. They said, so how did you forget all of this stuff when people are constantly reminding you of it by way of attacking you on social media? Kelsey said, oh, I take social media breaks. Okay. They said, between September and now, Kelsey said, I have been through a lot. They said, Kelsey, did anybody from the defense contact you since September? She said, no. And since they interviewed, they said, did you send that text off about help? Tory did this. She said, yeah, but, I don't remember what I said. So they put the text messages up. They said, did you send this text to Justin? And she said, yeah. They said, why did you send it? She said, because I panicked. They said, why did you tell us that Tory shot Megan? She said, because I made assumptions. They said, did you tell us in September?
You can't make assumptions like that, because he's dead ass ready to get 20 years because you made assumptions. Come on, females.
September, that you text Justin for help because he shot Megan.
Come on,
she
females.
said, I did not see Tory shoot her. They said, did you tell them to take Megan to the hospital? And Megan said, call T. Ferris. But you had to send him a message because your signal was bad. She said, yeah. They said, did you try to send your location to T. Ferris? She said, yeah. They said, did you text your mom help? She said, yeah. They said, did you also say that you were physically and emotionally broken? She said, I don't recall that. They said, were you injured that night? She said, yes. They said, how did you get injured? She said, I saw my injuries the next day. I don't remember. So they pull up a picture of Kelsey's leg that has a huge bruise on it. They said, how did you get this bruise? She said, I saw it the next day. I don't know how I got it. So then they put up another picture. There's another bruise on another leg, or maybe the back of the leg, but I think it was the other leg, the shin, all along the shin. Like maybe she got dragged up the damn street. And then she had a bruise on her arm and a bald patch at the top of her head. And when I say a bald patch, like a literal bald patch. They said, did you take these pictures? She said, yeah. They said, why you take it? She said, because I saw it on my body. They said, have you gotten bruises before while you were drunk? She said, yeah. And they said, have you taken pictures before of your bruises while you were drunk? And that you got while you were drunk? And she said, I don't know if I took pictures then. I don't remember. But I did this time. They said, didn't you tell us that you had gotten bruises from Tory assaulting you? She said, yeah, that's what I told you. They said, why did you take a photo of your head with the bald patch? They said, because I had a bald patch. Kelsey said, because I had a bald patch. And I've gotten bald spots before. And I wear a lot of ponytails. So I was just looking at the bald patch in my head, and I took a picture of the bald patch. They said, didn't you call somebody that you was talking to when y'all was in the car, and you told them that you just wanted them to be on the line, and you left the line open because you were scared, and you wanted them to be able to hear what was happening? She said, I did call somebody, but I did not call them for that reason or at that time. She said, I called them once the police sirens popped up, and there was a whole bunch of shit going on with the police. She said, that's when I called him, and I put him on the phone so he could hear what was happening with that. They said that Megan had her leg on her in the car. So they said, did Megan bleed on you? She said, I don't know. So they showed a picture of Kelsey with blood on her leg. She said, I don't know who blood that is. They said, was Megan bleeding in the car? Kelsey said, no. They showed the photos of the blood in the car, because in these photos, there's a towel that's soaked with blood. The console has soaked loosely, but it had blood on it. There was some blood droplets on her suitcase, and there was blood on the console. So they said, do you recognize this? Kelsey said, no. They said, were there bloody towels in the car? She said, to my knowledge, no. But mind you, she was sitting in the back seat with Megan, and that's where the towels were found, on the floorboard of the back seat. But she said, to my knowledge, no. She said, that is my suitcase in the picture, but I don't know who blood that is on there. They said, was Megan bleeding? She said, yeah, but I don't know where from. And I never asked her what she was bleeding from. They said, did Tory tell you to shut up when you got back in the car? She said, yes. And they said, why did he tell you to shut up? She said, because I was drunk and crying. No, she said, because I was crying. They said, why were you crying, Kelsey? She said, because I was drunk. Okay. They said, once the sirens pulled up, Kelsey, didn't you tell us that Tory said, I got a big deal coming up. I'll give both of y'all $1 million. She don't recall all this shit. They said in September you knew, but today you don't know. They said, were you being truthful that day in September when we had this interview? She said, about some things. And then she said, I wasn't truthful about other things to protect myself. They said, what are you trying to protect yourself from, Kelsey? She said, a variety of things. They said, a variety of things like what? Kelsey could not produce an answer. She just said, a variety of things. She said, I don't want to incriminate myself. They said, did you shoot Megan? She said, no. They said, what weren't you truthful about? She said, I didn't see him do it.
Yo, my cam moving slow, bro.
They said, how does that incriminate you? She didn't have an answer. They said, were you scared to come up here? She said, no, but I would just rather not be in LA. It gives me anxiety. They said, Kelsey, you do understand that you're under oath, right? She said, yeah. They said, you didn't realize that Megan was bleeding? She said, no. They say your eyelash is pretty. They are. He looked like he got on falsies. So they said, was anybody else bleeding in the car? She said, I don't know. I didn't see anybody bleeding. And then she said, I did not see Tory shoot Megan. They said, Kelsey said, I was in a panic and I sent that text. They said, why did you say that Tory did it? She said, I was in a panic. They said, were you in a panic in September? She said, no. They said, when Tory offered Megan $1 million, didn't she say, huh? She said, I don't know. They said, when the police came, were they aggressive with you? She said, yeah. They said, and didn't you tell them don't put your knee in my back? She said, yeah. They say, didn't you tell the police? No, didn't you tell us that your adrenaline was high after you got handcuffed, and that you wasn't worried about yourself because you was worried about Megan at the time? She said, yeah. They said, didn't you say that you didn't think about yourself? You were worried about Megan. And she said, yeah. And they said, what happened after that? After she got out of the county? They said, what happened after that scene on the curb and shit with the police? She said, I was taken to the county jail. They said, were you swabbed for gunshot residue? She said, I don't remember that. And then they say, didn't you tell us when we took you in the room to question you that you want a lawyer because that's what people ask for on movies and on TV? And she said, yeah. They said, what happened after that? They said after she got, released from the police station, Megan's manager, Gilly or Jilly, I don't remember how they pronounced it, but maybe Gilly because I put a G. So Megan's manager, Gilly, picks her up and took her to her apartment. And so they said, was there a specific reason you went over there? They was like, no, that's just where we went. And she said that her shirt was ripped, and so the woman gave her a shirt. They said, how did your shirt get ripped? She said, it was a blur. I don't recall. They said, didn't you say that it was because you had gotten into a fight? She said, yeah. They say, did Quan say something to you? They only allowed her to say yes. They did not allow her to say what Quan said to her when she bumped into Quan. She said she bumped into Quan at the police station when both of them was getting out. They got out, I guess, around the same time. Right after that, Kelsey says she got to throw up. She leaves the courtroom. We all sitting there like, what in the fuck is going on? She comes back wiping her mouth like maybe she had thrown up. She get back in the stand.
Cap.
They said, what happened after that, Kelsey? She said, after Gilly's house, Gilly dropped me off at the hospital. And so they asked her, what did you know at that point about Megan's injuries? She said, I didn't know anything about her injuries, just that she stepped on glass. They said, did you text Megan? She said, I don't know. She was with her team, so I asked them how she was doing. Then they saying, what happened after that? She said, that's when I got a call from Tory from jail. They played the jail call because anytime they asked questions about what was said on the jail call, Kelsey did not recall. It was a blur. So they played it. They said the jail call was the first time she heard from Tory since the incident, and that she tried to call Megan, but she couldn't reach her. They said, and you asked Megan, could you see Megan? And they blew you off, didn't they? She said, yes. And they said, how you feel about that? She said, I was upset because I didn't understand why they was blowing me off. And then she was told, LA is a dangerous place. You should go home. And they booked her a flight back home. So she got on a plane and went home. So she said she was hurt about that. She didn't understand basically why she was being iced out, basically. So she was angry and confused. Kelsey said she subleased her apartment and gave up all her shit because Megan told her, come out here, we got a house. Don't worry about nothing. So all she did was pack a bag and leave. So she didn't have nowhere to stay when she got back. So she had to stay in a hotel for 2 weeks, she said. And then she said that Megan felt bad about it and got her a place, set her up with an apartment, set her up with a place, is what she said that Megan did. Then they brought up Kelsey meeting with Tory at the hotel. And she said, I met with Tory because I had to get my stuff. And mind you, Justin had to go to Tory's house to get Megan's shit. Okay, she had to go and get her shit too. And so they said, was Tory apologetic when y'all talked? She said, yeah, but he didn't say why. He was apologizing. They said, didn't you say that you didn't feel safe meeting up with Tory and Quan? She said, yeah. They said, why? She said, because I didn't trust anybody at that time. And so she specified that she met outside of the hotel. She didn't go into no room with him. It wasn't nothing private. They said, didn't you say that Tory was upset about the attack on his artistry? She said, yeah. And they said, didn't you tell him that he was wrong for what he had done? And they said, didn't you tell us that he was wrong for pulling out a gun? She said, no. They said, didn't you say apologize to Megan because I'm not the only one that deserves an apology? She said, no. They said, did you say that Megan's team was being weird and you want to know why you was out the loop? And she said, I guess. I don't remember telling you that. They said, Tory apologized. You said you're wrong, right? She said, I don't remember telling you that. They said, do you remember telling us that Tory offered you a job or maybe an investment? She said, not like that word for word, but yeah. And then they said they were asking her why she was anxious and why she felt the ways that she did, and she said that she had PTSD from the police and gunshots. They said, did you have PTSD from being attacked by Tory? She said, no, I have PTSD from the police and the hoopla around the situation, basically.
She's immune.
I'll be back,
We're
chat.
working on a cure.
Get her there. Set everything right.
We have a job to do. There's no halfway with this.
I love her.
Megan's not a person.
You don't get to say that. I won't let anything harm you.
Megan, you killed people.
Occupational hazard. It's insane, right?
Rated PG-13.
They said, didn't you tell us that he offered you a job and then he offered to pay for your lawyer and that you said, I don't need anything from you? She said, yes. They said, is that what happened? She said, I can't remember. Okay, the attorneys go and talk at this point. Now it's something going on. They come back. They said, did you tell us that business offers happened over the course of a few phone calls? She said no. They said, didn't you tell us that the offers, persisted until the charges got filed? She said, I don't remember that. They said, why did you fall out with Megan? She said, that's a good question. I don't know. They said, did you feel that Megan didn't protect you enough when she came out and people started accusing you of shooting her? She said, yes. And then they said, is the accusation that you shot Megan false? She said, yes. They said, did you shoot Megan? She said, no. They went into, or tried to get into, a statement that she made on Instagram. We could see the paper that they had in evidence, but the judge was fed up and said, we're done for the day, and we will be back tomorrow. Kelsey has to get back on the stand in the morning and give it up.
Check him out here, bro.
Shit show.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I think this severely drives a wedge between what the prosecutor would have hoped, that even though they don't get along, they would have had similar stories.
If you're in the chat, don't forget to drop your cash app for the giveaway.
You tell, well, I mean, I kind of asked you this already. It looked like Kelsey's using this opportunity to stick it to Meg.
It's looking like she's hiding.
It's looking like Kelsey knows.
It's looking like she's hiding something.
Oh, yeah, she is.
I don't think necessarily she's hiding. I think she's only interested in giving testimony regarding Meg Thee Stallion and her character, and Meg Thee Stallion and what she did wrong. Whether that means she shot Meg, or whether she's covering for Tory, or whether she knows it's Tory and she's not saying it. Regardless of the situation,
at this point, throw the whole trial away, bro.
Way more than she hates.
She said today in court that she was neutral as far as Megan was concerned. That's what she said, and that she was not bothered about Tory.
Yeah, she might say that. Her body language is saying different. She clearly does not fuck with Meg. She clearly is I think her testimony and what she's remembering and not remembering is in line with trying to let people know Meg is a liar. And if Meg is seen as a liar, Meg reputation,
they just need to throw this whole thing away, bro.
You get what
Absolutely.
I mean? I think
throw the whole case away.
And by the way, I thought of a new theory just now, right? Perhaps the reason why she's misremembering certain shit, let's say she did do some shit wrong. And maybe let's say she did shoot Tory, or no, shoot Meg, right?
At this point, bro,
the mere fact that Tory didn't tell on her, it feels like she's paying back a solid to him by not saying anything he ever did. She's basically basically saying he ain't get physical at all, which maybe he's paying. Again, I remember you had said one, like they'd ask her and she was talking about like she's like some, real street bitch or whatever. Maybe she's like, you know what? That nigga he kept his mouth quiet for 2 years and ain't say nothing that I did. Shit, I'm about to hold it down. Like shit, we gonna keep this shit where it is. We gonna keep it outside the courtroom because I ain't finna tell these white folks that you did nothing.
Don't. When Kelsey says I'm trying to protect myself, I don't want to incriminate myself. And she was giving a certain type of immunity. Bro. I want to know why, on what basis, and what are you trying to protect, and why do you feel like you would incriminate yourself? That's what makes me feel like she's hiding something.
Well, you say hiding something. I say she knows where the narrative is, and she's driving her own narrative, because. Okay, let's say she's also hiding something. What did she gain? What does she gain in basically ruining her credibility on the stand by admitting to lying only to save Tory? She admitted to lying, and because all the things they were asking her about that she admitted were lies, were things that were meant to say Tory did this and Tory did that. So what does it gain her? What trouble could she have been in? She can't be in any trouble. She can't be like, listen, you got immunity already. You're in no trouble, and you have no reason to take back those statements. Actually, they're giving you the immunity to repeat those statements.
Okay.
Bro, it is impossible, bro.
So it's really either saying, yo, she knows that she probably is responsible for what really happened, and she knows Tory spared her, and she really doesn't want anything to do with the legal process, so she's up there just not cooperating. If you get what I mean, or maybe she's like, hey, listen, I just hate Meg, and I don't give a fuck. Like I'll act dumb with the rest of the shit, but when it comes to y'all asking me about Megan, and if she was like being belligerent, or if she was like too drunk, like, yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all that. I'm gonna protect my reputation, because at first when I heard what Kelsey said that she was mad at Meg because Meg did not clear up her name, that she didn't shoot her. So maybe she's using this opportunity like, listen, I'm not here to tell y'all who shot Meg, but I'm definitely here to tell y'all that I ain't do that shit,
right,
and leave me the fuck one out of it.
Do you think that the case can survive? Is Tory Lanez found guilty after this?
Nah. I think if tomorrow if they don't get her, which would be unprecedented, but I think today was unprecedented already. If they don't get her to reverse gears tomorrow, the only way the prosecution has to win this case is to try to come up with some proof that Tory has paid off Kelsey, and that Tory and Kelsey have, they did have an intimate relationship. They have been in cahoots and against Meg for the last 2 years, and actually it was such a plot for them to,
tomorrow gonna be a great stream,
for Kelsey to come in and get an immunity deal, then flip. I don't even think these prosecutors
absolutely not. They don't have enough time. They said this is supposed to be a 10-day trial, and that everybody could go home before Christmas.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't even know Kelsey was finna do this shit, do y'all dirty like she did y'all ass. Kathy Todd was hot than motherfucker. I hope she get fucked tonight. She was mad than a bitch.
Hey, yo.
No.
She look good or no? Hey, let me tell you this. The prosecutors is mad. I know they're mad at her. But you see, now I'm thinking, I'm saying, okay, what could it come down to really
Can I get
sink Tory? Remember, we're talking about reasonable doubt. And we have reasonable, whether the jury believes her or not, I think it's reasonable doubt enough. I think that Tory, it was a possibility that Tory should have possibly hit the stand. I don't think he needs to hit the
right.
stand anymore. But shit, if he did hit the stand, obviously it would be he would need to prepare a lot because they're gonna try to trip him up a lot. But still, I don't think he needs to do it. But if he did, I think that would also drive home the point that, man, this whole case is really trumped up, and he not only shouldn't be charged, but definitely will not or should not be found guilty. And again, we're only talking about this case. People are gonna have questions regardless. Damn, what happened that made today?
I know
went
she
the way
got
it did?
she probably got
Those
a
are
little
questions
stand.
that could be answered another time, or hopefully Kelsey later comes out, or maybe Tory to speak on it, or maybe even Meg herself. But if we're thinking about finding Tory guilty,
How? And I want to know.
You can't.
Now I know Kelsey has some business ventures, and she's a successful young lady. I've seen what she's been doing for herself, and that's amazing. But she had bodyguards, and a lawyer that after people looked into him a little bit said that ain't no chump change. You got to pay that nigga to come rep you. Who in the fuck paying for all of this? Where the hell Kelsey get some bodyguards?
Hey, so apparently, when No Jumper tweeted out, and they said this was like one of the last things of the day, they said that they were offered. No, they said they asked Meg, or they asked Kelsey, if they said in the last hour of court, prosecutor asked Kelsey, "Did Tory pay for your lawyer?" She responded, "Yes." She was then asked, "Did did Tory offer to pay for your lawyer?" She said, "Yes." She was then asked,
I heard that.
"Did Tory pay for your lawyer?" She answered, "I don't know. I can't remember." What that would tell me is that, hey, listen, I told you that it.
What's up? Yeah, I heard that. Until they get back, right? Yeah, I heard that he apologized, but they twisted it and saying he was apologizing for shooting. He wasn't. He was apologizing for the whole situation because he's being messy, because he said you defending her and she fucking me behind your back. So that was on that was what I heard on Joe Call. Heard that yesterday. I was so mad I was.
Yeah, that's how that bullshit. Now, what was you saying? Power plays.
Oh, it's good. Let me see. Well, this thing ain't come back on. I actually forgot. Oh, I said there's a weird world where it's very possible, if you ask me, that Tory and Kelsey, and you can take anything from it, but again, this is number one theory. Maybe Tory and Kelsey are somehow in cahoots. Maybe it's because of their dislike for Meg.
We already knew that by him saying sorry, they straight say, "Oh yeah, he shot her," because he's saying sorry for shooting. Of course, we know this. Of course, they're trying to put this man away. And the thing is, people don't know. What people don't know is this: Rock Nation, bro. Rap industry is really deeper than what people think, bro. Rock Nation is really behind all this. He didn't do the dumb gay stuff they want him to do behind closed doors. So what they do, the same thing with Orlando Brown, bro. You see, bro, this whole famous industry is crazy, bro. But let me be quiet.
They're doing a play here. And what I'm saying, a play.
Let me be quiet.
Maybe Tory knew that all of this was going to happen all along. Yo, the prosecutor thinks that you're going to go testify for them, but in reality, you're going to go in there and tell them, no, that ain't it. I now believe that it's not what she's hiding, that Kelsey was worried about getting a immunity deal for. It's because she knew she was going to go against everything she told the prosecutors.
Right.
I think that's why I think it was a planned and orchestrated thing that she was going to go against what the prosecutor said. What she told the prosecutors like months ago or years ago, actually now, September 20, was it 2020?
No, it was this year.
Crazy.
Oh, it was this year? September 2022?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it was all planned. I think she knew that. She signed that immunity deal, right? Now, granted, I think the reason why sometimes she's being careful is that while signing that deal, you can still perjure yourself. You can't lie.
Right. They told her that too.
You can't lie. Now, if in your opinion you forgot, that you're gonna hear a lot. Oh, I don't remember. It's blurry. Meg also did that
for 2
too.
hours.
Hey, once you use that, it's like,
Almost.
how could somebody prosecute you or saying your line based on you not
Right.
remembering, right? But
Right.
if you said definitively, no,
Fugitive
Maybe
extradition.
with another
Friday
ad.
Hill.
I can't wait to
Homicide.
get ads.
Get them on board. Let's have a good flight.
this or
Ads all day.
I don't know, this didn't happen when it happened or whatever the case is. Now you're opening yourself up to that. So I said from the get go, and I said that I said this mid trial at the 130 marker. I said, yo, this is a weird, quirky theory I got, and I probably am wrong, but you know we're working off a lot of theories. I said you'll figure out if there's any type of play being ran, and the play would be between Tory and Kelsey. And by the way, I'm not saying that means Tory's guilty or that Kelsey's guilty or innocent, either or. I'm saying that both of them, number one, don't like Meg. Number two, here's the thing. It could be perfectly within the realm of the theory I'm operating off that they're looking at it to say, yo, Tory, you could have told on me for 2 years. I'm going to hold it down up there for you, okay?
Let's get 50
now,
views, bro.
obviously,
Let's get
I'm gonna
50
get a
views
deal,
before I get off.
So they're not gonna charge me with it. But I'm gonna leave enough wiggle room in my testimony without lying. I'm gonna leave enough wiggle room. I'm gonna forget enough. Some of the things I said before, I'm forgetting. Because if you really think about it, it makes no sense that Kelsey, unless she's trying to protect Tory, if you already gave these statements, why are you conveniently forgetting? Like why? Right. Why are you forgetting it now? You know what I mean? Unless you don't want him to get prosecuted.
Right.
And I'm not saying you're getting paid from him. That's why you don't want him to get prosecuted. It could be a number of reasons. One could be you're getting paid. Two could be, yo, you really did the shooting and the nigga didn't snitch on you, so you're trying to hold it down for him.
Pretty much.
Number three, it would be like, man, fuck what Tory got going on. If Tory beats this case, I embarrass Meg, and I hate Meg. So there's multiple different reasons. But I'm now in the belief that Kelsey is cognizantly doing what she got to do, and I think there's a weird, wild possibility that that Tory and Kelsey have ran a play, and that play is listen, get your immunity deal. Then tell the prosecutor that everything you said, you have now reconsidered and forgot, and you may have misremembered. Leave enough wiggle room. Don't say anything that's going to get you perjured. And what's going to happen is that when you get off the stand, I think Tory's these are predictions. I think Tory's lawyers are going to give a soft core cross-examination to what's the name, because she already did the work. She did the work for the prosecutor. She did the best defense job to the prosecutor than Tory's lawyers could do it. So you give her a soft core cross. You basically dig more into her exposing that Meg is a liar, and then basically after that, who else are they going to bring? Okay, they're bringing a surgeon that there was a bullet. Okay, fine,
right, which doesn't prove that he did it.
Yeah, and you still have some counters to that. Hey, do you guys have the bullet fragments? Okay, cool. Like, there's a bunch of stuff you can say. Hey, well, the other doctor contradicted what you said. Hey, listen, there's a lot to be said. Then after that, it's gonna be Tory people calling all the It's gonna be
Gamble. We got EJ to get on the stand.
They got too many people that's still gotta get on the stand, bro.
It's gonna be Tory's. Yeah, it's gonna be Tory's list of witnesses, and at that point, when it's Tory's list of witnesses, it's gonna be people that come out and say, oh yeah, we didn't see Tory behind the gun. We saw two women fighting. This and blah, blah, blah. As long as it goes like that, it keeps the narrative very consistent that Tory's lawyer painted. It fucks up everything what the prosecutor got going on. And only someone who's just completely... you can't find 12 people unbiased that would just vote Tory is guilty, if you ask me.
Right. It's too messy at this point. It's too all over the place.
It is,
bro.
Before
we went to lunch, I thought that when we got back, Kelsey was gonna say I had the damn gun. I said, "Oh, we probably gonna be done today based on how it was going." So yeah, I definitely feel like this was a game changer today, a big deal.
Hey,
They were
I'm glad you said that. Right when you guys went to lunch at 1:30, I said, because I was, I went off what lawyers for workers say. I thought Kelsey had a blanket immunity, which means it didn't matter what she said, but she doesn't. It doesn't, which means she can't get up there and just like
and outright.
I was saying, if she really wanted to stick it to Meg, right? If she had blanket immunity, let's say she did shoot Meg, she could get up there and you really hurt Meg by saying, "I shot her." You can't get charged anyway.
Right.
I shot her.
Stop hitting me with A.
They're working on a cure.
Get her there. Set everything right.
We have a job to do.
This is crazy, bro.
There's no halfway with this.
What are y'all gonna do now? The case is done. Whole court erupts. The case is done. Y'all gotta let the nigga go. Now it also says, "Yo, your best friend is admitted to shooting you," or that sounds unbelievable. Let me make it more believable. Hey, we're arguing. We fighting. Yo, I picked up my hand and I was about to shoot her, but actually Tory saved the day or some shit. I don't know. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
it was a tussle.
Something where she could now admit that she had the gun instead of Tory, which would contradict what Meg says when she says,
all over
"Yo, I
the
look
place,
over
bro.
my shoulder and Tory got the gun pointed at me." That'd be wild.
Right.
So I don't know.
This shit a mess. I wish it could have been filmed. Everybody needs
I
to
wish
see
it could have
that
been filmed
bullshit.
too, bro.
Everybody needs to be able to see this. That's fucked up. They said something. They can't hear you on Twitch or something.
Oh,
This
nah,
nigga
they
probably
should
muted.
now.
He always muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad. Oh, they said mute. Okay, yeah. All right. You guys should be good now. My bad, y'all.
Yeah. So we'll see what the hell she said tomorrow, what her attitude is. But after today, what the hell she gonna say tomorrow? She can't switch it, and even if she do, she'll look dumb. It's done now.
True.
She said multiple times, "I did not see him shoot her. I did not see him shoot her." They obviously don't have no damn footage of a clear he shot her. So who can prove that he shot her? We cannot. So one witness that was supposed to back it up said no.
So tomorrow, I have to assume that the prosecutor's going in the morning and is probably going to try to play this game. Hey, listen, we know she's not going to be saying nothing that she told us. She's actually saying everything that's not helping us convict
For real,
the
W
person that's
stream,
defending.
bro. It's
So
something
what we're
like
going to do now
tomorrow
is we're going to try to
10
trip her ass up to try to perjure her.
Tomorrow we're gonna try to finish this
Like,
10 hour tomorrow.
We got to get her to say stuff that we know we could prove, which we could then
Bro,
say
if you
you're
in here
lying,
not, bro,
right?
You in
Because
here? Sub up.
She's doing
Chance to
I
win,
don't know.
pay Yeezy floods.
I don't
100,000 subs.
remember. They're trying to jog her memory, all type of shit.
I agree.
So,
That's all they got left.
Yeah, that's all they got left.
For her.
And then now,
4 more views, bro.
now,
Yeah, 50,
I guarantee they're
streaming until like
they're kicking themselves
11:20.
They're kicking themselves in the ass to be like, yo, what the fuck? We gave this woman immunity and she played us.
Right.
She played us.
Played the
Played
fuck
niggas like
out
a
of
fleet,
their
bro.
deep fuck.
I don't know.
That was a mess. Oh,
If you ask me, this fucking case over.
if you had
It's not over.
Over.
Like, I hate to call it over.
Trash.
I hate to call it over because I'm like, you know what? I didn't even expect her to just do all that in the second half, right?
Right.
So maybe something else could pop up, but I'm really thinking now, I'm like, yo, unless they find this fucking driver and the driver just comes out and says, nah, man, yo, Tory did it. Or
Not what happened.
Where does the prosecution go from here?
Where do they go? Because this whole case, it ain't even necessarily about if she got shot. It's about who shot her.
Yep,
At this
that is
point,
true.
y'all can pull up whoever the fuck y'all want to. Who gonna prove Tory did it? All y'all have
That's true.
in the car in the middle of the night and motherfuckers that heard something. We listened to the 911 calls. So they didn't see a damn thing. They can't prove that he did a damn thing. Not guilty.
But they're not gonna say
Right,
that.
says getting the driver. Hey, listen. At this point, wherever the driver been at, you ain't getting that dude in court in the next 10 days.
Not getting that nigga. He where? We don't even know where the fuck he at.
But I thought
What is Jaquan Smith?
Nigga in Africa.
Somebody put him on a milk carton.
He in Africa.
I thought if you involved in the case, you gotta show up to court. Like if you're involved
Holy
in something.
shit, man. I don't know.
If you had a crime scene, don't you have to go to court?
Unrelated,
No?
hey, you've been in court.
Only
yo.
been
You
in
gotta
court
go
once,
check
so
out
I
what
don't know.
they got going on with Gunner, man. I'm gonna tell you that.
I heard when I went on break that Gunner got out.
Yeah,
After
man.
he played
And
racketeering and gang charges.
yeah, Gunner got like a plea of a lifetime, man. I'm gonna just say he was lucky. A lot of people not going with that one.
A lot of people not going for that.
I don't know.
We not here for the gunner.
But shit. Hey, you know what I'm also watching?
What?
I'm watching to see when Meg gonna react to this shit. You know Meg really is boiling right now. She really
No.
want to get on social media.
I was on Twitter this morning before we went into court. Everybody tweeting, yeah, Kelsey gonna get up there and corroborate claims that Megan was shot by Tory. Well, they just all feeling like,
okay,
Kelsey's gonna come up and back it up.
But wouldn't that
Kelsey
incriminate
backed
yourself
up.
if you don't go? Maybe I don't know.
She not.
I don't know how that court stuff works.
Kelsey backed up a
I don't know.
motherfucking thing.
Hey,
Ooh.
I gotta find the video of Tory leaving the courthouse. I want to see what smile is on that guy's face.
Bro, all these ads, bro. Come on now.
Court is
There we go.
Harry O.
Who the heck is that?
Google it.
Yeah, who's Harry?
Harry O.
Harry.
Black man.
Harry O. I see a bunch of white people popping up.
Put Harry O. Tupac.
You said who?
Put Harry O. Tupac.
Tupac.
Mm.
Let's see.
But I thought
Tupac.
if you was
Okay,
involved in the
okay.
case, you have to
Oh,
have to go
either.
to court.
I don't know,
That's
but
what I
there were a
thought.
lot of people who said, "Who is that?" Because he has a very strong presence.
What's up, gang?
And somebody mentioned it, and I had to Google myself. So I looked on my phone and I said, "Oh." So I don't know who. I don't know like who he therefore like what he doing, but yeah. I don't know who else. Now other than that, no shit.
Is
Everybody-
it like just? Is it just first come first serve in terms of who gets in the court?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
driver
pretty
probably
much.
doesn't want to be involved in a match.
It was very strict.
Bro,
when
because guess
Megan
what?
came
It's
through.
before this
It's
even
been lax
happened,
otherwise.
he straight disappeared.
So you get there, it's first come first serve.
Yo,
Get there,
bro,
get
he
your ass on
knows
line,
the real
they
truth.
let you in.
And he just don't want to.
But it's
He just don't want to be.
a certain amount of people though. It's not a big courtroom at all.
Damn. So you got to get there
If you don't
early.
get them
Then.
with this, that's like,
Mm-hmm. You gotta be up there ready
if
to go in.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit.
But
Yeah.
Chat,
you
y'all
don't
keep
know
telling me
what
to
if
beat
Meg
the stream.
paid
I
him
think I should be good at home.
to
Let
go
me look
like
at
in
my
another
Twitch.
country.
Yo, I've
For the
I've
time
been
being,
on. Yo,
Wait until all
are
this clear
you
up, then he
tired?
gonna pop out the woodworks.
Am I-
Like,
You gotta be
Tired?
exhausted.
yeah.
Yeah, are you exhausted?
Or
tiring
he may
in
come
that
back.
Way.
He
like
may come
in the way
back
that
if-
sitting up and all day
if
and that
it's
shit
really
boring.
going
But
towards
today was live.
Tory way.
But I'm
Like,
more hungry than
It look like he's
anything.
getting
I ain't
out
fuck I'm gonna
scot
eat.
free. I think so.
I'm
I don't
glad
know.
it's over. Now that it's over, shit. Now
Shit.
I feel alive. Shit.
You know what's so funny? I really think tomorrow's gonna be the biggest day.
You know what? This
it could
has
be after today. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, this shit like
Okay, it's
Squid
probably
Game,
like-
though. Listen, every
yeah.
time you see it, you're like, oh, no.
it's like 6 more
It-
minutes. I'm gonna keep it a
Exactly.
stat. We moving on
It's
to the
like-
next one.
Squid Games, man.
We
I
moving on
thought
to the next one, bro.
The
I
Meg
had
Day
to. Moving on to the next one. This is number 4. We got we got moving on to the next one. Watch a little bit of this one. Cause tomorrow I'm pulling a 10-hour tomorrow.
Purdue University.
And we're gonna get through a lot of them tomorrow,
education.
and I have a special guest.
But I was just telling them that they're going to allow the jury. It was said, you know, when everything was over with, they're gonna allow the jury to listen to Kelsey's interview from September with the prosecutors. They're gonna let them listen to it in full. I think it's probably like 80 minutes.
Why didn't Tory's legal team like put some objection to that, or is it possible that maybe
tomorrow at 10 hour.
Tomorrow they might
tomorrow
just be
at 10
like, hey,
hour.
listen, judge, come on now.
I'm
like,
streaming at 8.
Playing 80 minutes of this
8,
shit.
8:30.
Remember, some jurors are dick rockers. They might go with whatever they heard live.
I probably
But
end
you know
up like.
what? Once again, if they do what they came to
I probably
do,
end up like 6,
which is,
because I got somebody that's
if they feel like
coming on stream with me, and it's
Kelsey gave
it's
that
her.
testimony, and she has
She's gonna have
said that she lied.
She's gonna have input on this Tory Lanez case also. So y'all have both perspective of a man and a female. You dig what I'm saying?
That wants justice to be served.
Yes,
at
Jay.
this point, I think that is fair, regardless of who you consider yourself believing.
I say 9. I
that
say
if you
8
say that you
to
believe
10 hours. How about
100% that Tory did it, you have to acknowledge that that's a lie. Like, come on.
I'm trying to get this over
shit,
with.
Who can honestly say, yeah,
this is too much going on. I'm trying to get
his life is on the line. This is 22 years
out of here.
So after everything that's happened with this shit show, do y'all really think that he deserves to do this or go to prison for this shit when it's this fucking messy and we finding out all of this shit? Because when I say shit got trumped up today, it got trumped up today. And I know why they want to push that audio is because Kelsey got up there and blew that whole shit up. That's all they got left.
Bro, you in here a lot, bro. I'm gonna make you a moderator, bro.
And the defense had a huge lead today in terms of speaking to witnesses and chopping their ass up and breaking them down. The defense today, once again, like in day 1, when we went through the 5 witnesses and the police officers who were using pieces of paper as placards to mark this, phantom ass blood trail, they proved again today that the LAPD is incompetent. The LAPD, then we'll get into chronological order, but the LAPD got the robbery detective 2 days ago.
Yeah. Told
him 2 days ago, look at this Instagram post. Lil Jew made the beat, who posted this back in September of 20 motherfucking 20.
You're a moderator, my guy, bro. You always in here, bro.
Y'all don't think that goofy nigga shot her? Yes, he did. Somebody commented and said, Kelsey shot Megan. And Tory Lanez's account
type in the chat,
because
you're a moderator now. Type in, you'll have a little thing next to your name.
They said, did you even try to look up the IP
Just
address or where that was posted from? Because you know celebrities have other people that post from their social media pages, right? He said, no. I didn't think it was relevant. They said, you don't think it's relevant
no,
in
the
terms
actual
of trying to
verdict
identify
is
who may have posted that to look further?
Catching up.
He said, was your duty to come up here and just basically say that Tory Lanez posted that? No, that's not why I'm here, but
there you go, bro.
I didn't think it was relevant to look. That I looked at that post, I went to his page, it was verified, and so that was it. What kind of fucking investigation is that? And they gave that to you 2 days ago? 2 damn days ago they gave that shit to you. Sloppy. Yeah, sloppy. Well, okay.
We lacking.
Come back from lunch.
We lacking. Come on.
The damn stand. They said before we broke, we spoke about the DA in 2022. They said you found out about the defense theory and the gunshot residue sample that they took that night. They said, did the detective tell you that they had that and all of that? She said, yeah, I found out that I had gunshot residue on me, but I don't know when I found it out. But yeah, they said, do you remember going to the station and being swabbed and your hands getting swabbed for DNA? She said, I don't remember that. They said, did you find out what the evidence showed when you met with them? And she said, yeah, okay. They said, were you told that you would be done if you gave them that interview in September, that you would be done with this case? You wouldn't have to deal with it no more and all of that. She said, yes. They said, what was the interview 1 or 2 done? She said, in a room. I don't know. They said, did you tell the prosecution things to be done with this case? She said, I thought I would be done with it. They said, didn't you say that you wanted to free yourself in that interview? She said, yes, I wanted to free myself, and tell my truth. They said, this is defense speaking with her. They said, you wanted to free yourself from this case and free yourself from your connections with Tory, right? She said, I wanted nothing to do with this case.
Knocking on
then they
bring
bring
2
up
hours.
Nation. Okay.
See?
They said, Megan is with Rock
See? Hold on.
Okay. wanted nothing to
Look,
do with this case.
listen.
Then they bring up Rock Nation. Okay. They said Megan is with Rock Nation, right? And she said, yeah. They say, do you know Tory's label? She said, no. They said, but you was with Rock Nation by way of working with Megan, right? She said, yeah. They said, did you know about Rock Nation trying to sign Tory and the fact that they fell out?
I told y'all, bro.
Objection immediately.
I told y'all. Bro. I told y'all, bro. Rock Nation is behind it, bro. Has to be. Come on, bro.
And that was sustained so that they could not get into that. So we didn't get an answer, but absolutely. Huh?
I'm parked out there.
Yeah, we heard
about that. Hey,
Hold on.
a lot of people in the industry heard about that.
You want to go around front the garage.
It was interesting when people thought that Rock Nation was going against Tory because we thought they were going to be business at one.
And then listen, y'all don't know this. Tory didn't go with Rock Nation, and then that's when he sold 1 million digital copies, and he said he did it by himself. Then this, bro.
Nation brunch.
Y'all got it, bro. Stay woke, bro.
Tory was ending and becoming an independent artist. There were many people that wanted
woke.
to sign him, you know, to the label. Rock Nation was one of the places interested. So, you know. So then we go to the party now. We switch gears.
Money comes with power.
And so that was like, who went to the party with you? They said EJ, and they use the word party, but once again, the gathering, whatever you want to call it. Kelsey, EJ, and Megan rode together. And they said, and you didn't see Tory come in. She said, no, I did not see Tory come in. They said, because you were...
Why is Kylie not... I don't know.
Megan looked drunk. She said, yeah, but all of us were drunk. And they just specified again that she was laughing obnoxiously. They said, did you see Tory flirting with Kylie? They say, yes. Kelsey said, yes. They said, did you see Megan while he was flirting with Kylie? She said, yeah. They said, how did Megan look while he was flirting with Kylie? They said, Megan looked irritated. Okay? They said, did EJ say it was time to go? And she said, yeah. They said, did you see EJ tell Megan that it was time to go? She said, I didn't see EJ tell her that, but I know I told her that. And she didn't want to leave. But I don't know why she didn't want to leave, but she didn't. They said, was EJ there when she agreed to leave? They said, yeah. They said, was EJ still there before you left? She said, yeah. They said, did y'all have y'all luggage in a room that Kylie provided for y'all in Kylie's home? Yeah. She said, yes. They said, you had multiple bags in that room? They said, yeah. Kelsey said, yeah, we had multiple bags in the room. They said, who packed y'all bags in Kylie's house? EJ packed the bags in Kylie's home. They said, who put the bags in the car? Kelsey said, me and EJ put the bags in EJ's car. They said, did Megan agree to leave at that point? She said, no. At some point, she said, Megan told us that we was going with Tory. So they had to move the bags from EJ's car at that point to Tory's car. Okay. She says, when we got in the vehicle to leave the very first time, which means Tory did not go with them, that they left with the driver and EJ left as they left. And so she said there is absolutely no doubt that Tory stayed at the home with Kylie.
That is true, because she said in the
vehicles.
They wasn't together.
They said,
something like that.
And this will be Megan, because that's who said it. They said, so anyone saying that EJ was gone already, so that they basically needed to ride with Tory. Anybody that said that EJ was gone already, they lied. Kelsey said yes.
Megan
they said anyone saying that y'all only left once
lied.
She said yes. Okay. We go to Tory in the pool, Tory in the swimming pool. They say, how long was it before, once y'all left, did y'all come back to Kylie's house? She said, I don't know how long it was, but it was a short amount of time. They said, whose idea was it to go back to Kylie's house? Megan's idea. They said, why? They said, because Megan said that she had left a slipper. They said,
really going back for a slipper, bro? You're a millionaire.
About
Come
Kylie
on now.
and Tory in the house. Did Megan make any comments about them when she got in the car? She said Megan was in the front seat, so she didn't see her expression to know, maybe the look on her face and her reaction, and it was dark and late. But all she did say, or something she said was, he want to stay there with Kylie. That's what she said. So they go back to Kylie's home. She said, Megan the only one, that wanted to go back. Then they said, did she have a slipper with her when she came back and got in the car? She said, I don't know. They said, did she come out with Tory? She said, not necessarily at the exact same time, but back to back. So if Megan came out first, then shortly Tory came out shortly after. And so,
and let me ask you a question. Is she answering quickly? Is she
no,
unsure?
we're finally getting
no?
the yes. Okay, okay, yes. At this point, because it did start happening again with I don't remember shit, but we just ain't got there yet. So they said, okay, let's go to the statements. They said the time to go statement. Kylie kicked them out, and she said yeah. And so they said, let's go to the seat arrangement. And then she outlined where everybody sat, which we already know. Tory and Kelsey sat in the back. Megan sat in the front passenger. Kelsey was right behind her. Quan was in the driver's seat.
And
all
then,
right, they go
and then,
to
like, look,
when they met.
And then you know what's so funny? After she got shot in the foot, quote unquote, bro, somebody said in the chat yesterday that she had a show 2 weeks later and she was twerking. But you was going through therapy for months. Come on, bro.
Is it true
This
basically
red
that
flags,
Megan
bro.
wanted you to be nice to Tory and that she set y'all up? And she said yes, and it grew to something sexual. Basically, they had a sexual relationship. They said,
y'all heard that?
Was the to something sexual? Basically, they had a sexual relationship. They said, was the argument in the car about Tory not leaving the party? Kelsey said yes. They said, They said, and then at some point, did you jump into that argument to defend Megan? She said, yes, I did, because she was my friend at the time. Okay. They said, then Tory interjects and said, well, tell her the truth then. Okay. And then they said, well, how did he say it? They said, basically, he said that they were having a relationship. And they said, how did you feel about that? She said, I was confused.
Yo, come on, yo. Before I end. Yesterday, y'all got me to 150.
Did you get mad and argue with Megan?
3 hours.
She said yes. They said, is this why Megan wanted to be let out of the car? She said yes.
Give me at 50,
they
bro.
said, did you see her sit at a bus
Give me
stop?
at 50.
She said, yeah, I did. And that she was in her bikini. They said, who went to her and convinced her to get in the car? She said Tory went over there to her and spoke to her. And then they got back in the vehicle after that talk, and they got in the same seats. When they got back in, they said, did y'all continue arguing? She said, yeah, we picked right back up. And I told Megan that she backdoored me. And they said, how did you feel at that time? She said, I was still upset, when she got back into the vehicle. She had backstabbed me multiple times at that point, and I was angry. And then they said, and the argument, continued after that. They said the argument leaving was about when y'all left that bus stop. So after this first stop that y'all make, they said, was that argument when y'all got back in about
you
Megan
right, it is.
with Tory? She said yes.
But
they
make sure you hit him on 8:30.
Primary argument about her backstabbing you. Is that what this argument was about in the vehicle? Kelsey said yes. They said, were you hurt? She said yes. Sure. And they said, and you gave a couple of names of other instances of her backstabbing you. She said yes. They said, but we're not gonna say their names. Before they said Ben Simmons and the baby. They said we're not gonna say no names, but isn't it true that you were hurt and that you said, yeah, you backdoored me with such and such? She said yes, and I said one name of a person that she had backdoored me with. I'm going to use my brain to take an educated guess and say that maybe the baby is the person in question. Okay, I'm inferring, but that's what I think. She said I did say one name when I told her this ain't the first time you did it. They said after the first betrayal from Megan, did y'all remain friends and did
Hold on, Chad, give me 5 minutes.
Kelsey said yes, I did. Okay. They said the car stops and you and Megan get out. She said yes. They said, Kelsey, this is defense. Was there a physical fight with Megan? Tell the truth. She said there was alcohol. I don't know. They said, I understand that, there were drinks and y'all were under the influence. But did you two fight? Was there a physical altercation? Kelsey said, we probably bumped each other. That's what the girl said. She said, we probably bumped each other. And so they said, what do you mean? Y'all probably bumped each other. She said, I was under the influence. I don't know. They said it was more than bumping, correct? Y'all were yelling and screaming outside of the car, correct? She said, correct. So they said you and Megan were yelling outside of the car. She said, I don't remember. They said, well, y'all still arguing when y'all got out the car. She said, I got out, at the same time as her, and I was still confused. They said, you were upset and angry? She said, yes. They said, was there anything more than y'all bumping each other? She said, I don't know. I don't remember. They said, you understand that you have immunity? She said, yes. She said, was there more? He said, was there more than arguing that took place? There was an objection for asking, the same question. They moved on. They said, how close were you with Megan before that night? She said, we were close, always together like sisters. I've been out there for 2 weeks before the incident, and we were living together, before all of this. They said, whenever we would travel, we would either make hotel arrangements or we would get an Airbnb. We always stayed together. We were really close. They said, how did you feel about being betrayed? She said, I would feel how anybody felt. I felt bad. I felt betrayed. They said, when you got out of the car, did you hear anybody say dance, bitch? She said, I don't know where that came from. No. They said, did you see Megan when you got out the car? She said, I don't know. They said, did you walk to the front or the back of the car? She said, I don't recall. He said, when y'all got out and y'all bumped each other, was that at the front or the back of vehicle? She said, I don't know if me or her were walking to the back. She said, I just remember the bump. They said, do you remember you and her walking to the back of the car? Kelsey said, yes. So if we stop even right here, how in the fuck did Kelsey and Megan, or even Megan, let's go to Megan's story. How in the fuck did Megan get out the passenger seat, hear dance bitch, walk around to the front and get shot? But now we're acknowledging that y'all ass got out the vehicle, and you know why they walked to the back, to get their fucking luggage. Y'all was walking towards the back of that shit, but y'all was arguing. Y'all got out there. Y'all ain't walked to no damn back of the car. Y'all got out that motherfucking car and lined that shit up. That's what the fuck y'all did. Talk about it. Ain't nobody fucking dumb. But anyway, they said, do you remember you and her walking back of the car?
By the way, Meg also said that she never saw a bump till she seen Tory and Kelsey. She never acknowledged bumping
at all. She said she did
Kelsey
not see
herself.
Kelsey. Now this is changing. They said, did the bump happen at the back of the car? Kelsey said at first, yeah. They said, did Megan turn around and go towards the front of the car? She said, yes. They said, Kelsey, was there a fight? This is when Kelsey hesitates, and she said, I don't remember. They said since the incident and when it happened, Jilly, Megan's manager, picked you up, right? She said, yeah, Jilly was going to see Megan, and I hadn't seen Megan since then. And then she corrected herself and said, well, the last time I saw Megan was when she helped me with my living arrangements. But we still never got a date for when the fuck that happened. So then they go to September 2022. They said, were you being truthful in September 2022? Oh, no. They said, is it true that you weren't being truthful in September? And she said, yes, true. I wasn't being truthful. They said, did you tell the prosecution what they wanted to hear to be done with this? She said, I told them what I wanted. I wanted to be out of this. And then they said, you lied about a lot in those transcripts. And she said, yes. They said, did you lie about who the shooter was? She said, I didn't see the shooter. All right. Now we do a redirect, and Kathy Ty is back up there. Kathy shows the message that Kelsey sent to Justin. They said, did you send this in the car? She said, yes. And they said, why? They said, because I was in a panic. They said, when you were panicked, why did you blame Tory? She said, because I assumed after I heard some shots. And
yo, I'm
she
back.
said,
My fault.
there were only 4 people in the car, right? She said, yeah. And then they said, so you
I missed too
knew
much.
she
I was
had got
listening
shot, right?
upstairs.
She said, Megan's team told me she stepped on glass.
All right, gang.
They
Probably
said
shoot 'em
Megan
all, 'cause I'll
didn't
probably
shoot
be done.
herself, right? They said, I don't think so. She said, I don't think so. They said, Jaquan wasn't in a fight, right? She said, no. They said, you didn't shoot Megan, correct? She said, no. They said, so is that why you assume that Tory did it? She said, yes. They say, were you panicked when you sent Megan pictures of this bruise?
Oh, we got 50 views.
And they pull
Okay.
up these
That's all
different
I asked.
photos. So all of those photos that we saw of Kelsey with injuries on her and the bald patch in her head, Megan sent that to the prosecution because Kelsey texted this to Megan. So they said, were you panicked when you sent Megan these pictures? She said no, but I was confused. They said, you sent all these photos to Megan, right? She said yes. They said, were you panicked? She said no, I was confused. So they pull up some text messages that allegedly were between her and Megan. They said, do you remember these text messages to Megan? She said, I don't remember it, but I see it. And they said, you don't remember sending this to her? She said, you're showing me, but I don't recall. They said, did you send any of these to Megan? She said, I do not believe that I sent that to Megan. She said, maybe I had that conversation. She said, but I do not remember sending that to Megan. She said, Megan wasn't talking to me. So she said, I don't remember texting Megan after that. So they said, these text messages where you say that you wanted to go to the urgent care because your head was hurting and all this other shit, because that's what the messages said. The messages said that she was asking the person, should I go to urgent care? You know, my neck hurt, my chest hurt, my head hurt, you know, all this other shit. Should I go? And then she said, it brings back thoughts about me wanting to go to urgent care, but I do not remember sending that to Megan. I do not remember having that conversation with Megan that you're showing me. I don't think that these messages are between me and Megan. They said, you said that you had neck and chest pain, right? She said, yeah. All right. They said, in your back and everything was hurt, right? Kelsey said, you're trying to make me remember something I don't remember. Okay? So they move on. They said, Detective Stogner, didn't he leave you a voicemail in 2020 in August, which is the same month that Megan went live and confirmed Tory was the shooter? She said, no, I don't remember that. They said, do you remember answering the phone for him? He said who he was and you hung up in his face. She said, no. They said, you had a lawyer, and they named the lawyer, and she said, yeah, but then she said, no, the man whose name was Dominic, she said, he wasn't ever my lawyer. He was just somebody I basically consulted with. And so Kelsey said, when you reached out to me, I would forward it to him. And so they said, you weren't ready to speak back then. She said, no. They said, when we met in September, before you got subpoenaed, you knew that our interest, you knew that we were interested. That wasn't the only time that we were interested in talking to you. You knew, like, we wanted to speak to you then. And did we threaten you? She said, you guys didn't threaten me. They said, before you spoke to us, were you ordered to come back to court? Kelsey said, yes. They said, so you knew that even if you came in to speak to us, that this wouldn't be over. Like, you knew you still would have to deal with this. And she said, yes. They said, Kelsey, why did you say that you felt pressured? She said, I felt pressured because of all of the calls from you guys. She said, the knock on my door when I got subpoenaed. She said, me getting pressured on social media and all of that. She said, y'all didn't threaten me, but I absolutely felt pressured to come in and talk to you guys. They said, you said you only came to talk after learning about our defense and the finger quite possibly being pointed at you. She said, are you talking about the gunshot residue? They said, when did you learn about the gunshot residue? She said, I don't know. They said, weren't you accused? And this is the defense. Though the defense then came back to talk to her now. The defense said, weren't you accused of shooting? No, this might be prosecution. Yeah, that's not the recross. I'm so sorry. Prosecution said, weren't you accused of shooting Megan? And you said that you felt like that was a ridiculous accusation in September. She said, yeah, it was ridiculous. They said there were rumors that Megan stepped on glass, right? She said her team told me that she stepped on glass, and I believed them. They said, you've remained consistent that you didn't shoot Megan. She said, yes. They said, did you shoot Megan? She said, no. They said, you know you have immunity, right? She said, yeah. Okay. Now the defense comes up to do another recross. They said, you know that you have use immunity, and you're aware that you can still commit perjury and be prosecuted for perjury. She said, yes. They said, are you aware that a witness named you as the shooter? Objection immediately. It was sustained. I don't know why the fuck we can't hear about it, but what damn witness? And there was someone who looked to Tory. They said he even looked surprised by that. I don't know if it truly was or what the hell was going on, but I've never heard that a witness said that Kelsey is the person that shot. So I don't know what's up with that, but I would have loved to have heard more.
But of course they're not.
So they moved on because he said sustained. They said, when did you find out about the gunshot residue? And she said it was way after July 2022. They said, didn't you hear about a witness? She said, yeah. They said, did my client ask you to leave? Or were you pulled out of the car by your hair? Or what happened? How did you get out the car? She said, me and Megan
And this
got out.
female's favorite rapper too.
They said, do you recall these words? I'm taking shots at you. Bitch, I'm busting you. She said, what? They say, do you remember these lines? I'm taking shots at you. Bitch, I'm busting you. They had to pull up the lyrics on Rap Genius to read them again so that they could, you know what I'm saying, make it make sense. And so she said, yeah, I said that. They excused her at this time. They were done with Kelsey in the line of questioning. They said, the judge told Kelsey, there is a very remote chance that we will call you back, but it is a possibility. Yeah, Henny shots. This is ridiculous. Oh, that's some light liquor casa. Whatever it is, yeah, that time of day.
She said light liquor casa. You dumb.
That time of day. They said, Kelsey, you know, we're done. And Kelsey.
I heard Meg went through like 3 of these. No cap.
Kelsey couldn't get her ass up out of there fast enough. She was shuffling and getting up out of there. So that was it with her. That was done with her. Then they call up the next witness. This is the detective from Hollywood LAPD, who is in the. He's a detective. They pull him up and they say, "Do you look at social media in cases?" He said, "Yes." They said, "Did you look at social media in this case?" He said, "Yes." They pull up a post from the Shade Room. The Shade Room, what they missed said, look at y'all ass. They didn't reposted what Lil Ju made the beat. Megan producer. On December 13th, he got this message. This was 2 damn days ago. So the post is from September 2020. They didn't.
Wait,
the actual post that was made was from.
I know that's. I remember that post. But when did they get this?
They gave it to the detective on December 13th. That was 2 days ago.
Huh?
More sloppy ass fucking work. More desperation. Yeah, literally.
Bro,
and this was the post that said, this little goofy ass nigga said that he ain't shoot Megan. You know? They said, so we're looking at the message now. We're looking at the post. And so you got Lil Ju make the beat at the top. And a user comes in and says, people say that Kelsey shot her. And Tory said, that's not true. Prosecution said, who owned that page? He said, Tory Lanez. They said, can you explain the blue check to us? They said that's a verification badge, which is supposed to mean that the page is authentic. He went over the types of people that could get a verification badge and all that bullshit. They said, how many followers does Tory have? He said 11.8 million.
Done.
And counting. They said, so Tory said Kelsey didn't do it? He said yes. That's when the prosecution said, okay, we're done. Defense comes up. When I tell you defense told his ass up, I shit you not. They said, I noticed that you said you got this on December 13th. That was just 2 days ago. He said, have you been on this case? He said, I assisted the primary officer, who was Detective Stogner. He said, but I wasn't, just a part of it like that all the way through. But I assisted him in the beginning. And other than that, they brought this to me on December 13th. They said, you look at celebrity and athletes' accounts all the time? He said, yes. He said, do public figures have people who run their accounts? He said, yeah, you could say that. He said, are you trying to say that my client posted that on Instagram? He said, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. He said, is this the only post that you looked at? He said, yes. They said, do you know anything about Tory posting that he doesn't run his social media? He said, no. So they pulled up a screenshot from Instagram, and I don't know if you guys here are familiar with Mid Jordan, but Mid Jordan is a photographer for Tory. I don't know all of what he does, but I do know that he does that. He takes dope-ass pictures. Mid actually went on social media and said verbatim, I'm the only person with access to Tory's account. Y'all want to believe all kind of shit so bad, I'm the only one with access. They said, do you see what Mid Jordan said? He said, yes. And they said, do you see that Tory Lanez liked the post? Yes. They said, did you look into any other posts by Tory? He said, no. They said, do you know who controls Tory's accounts? No. They said, did you try to find out? No. They said, why not? They said, because I didn't think it was relevant. They say, ain't it your job to look into things and investigate? He said, yes. He said, so couldn't you have checked the IP address? He said, you know what an IP account, an IP is, right? The man said, yeah, I do know what it is. He said, so couldn't you have seen who posted that by trying to trace the location or anything? Like, did you see who posted it? Yeah, cheers. He said, no. They said, why didn't you feel that it was relevant per the...
Nah, Tory, hold on.
He going crazy. When
Tory
I say
Lord
he
going
ate his
crazy.
ass up, he was eating his ass up. I don't know what Armenians like to eat, but that nigga was feasting on that ass.
Hey, yo, pause.
He was. And it was going back and forth just like that. And he was giving him that energy. It wasn't even the way I'm saying it, he ain't said like that. He was saying, why didn't you feel the need to investigate? Isn't it your job to investigate? Like, he was being short with that nigga. So he said, why didn't you feel like it was relevant per the task given? No. I'm sorry. They said, did you see who posted this? He said, no. And he said, why? The man answered and said, I didn't feel that it was relevant per the task given. They said, oh, what task were you given? He said, to see who said it. He said, no, you're supposed to tell us that he did. They said, are you neutral? He said, yeah. They said, are you trying to help detect police officer Stogner? He said, no. He said, you got this 2 days ago, and you were sent here to tell us who wrote this, but you don't know who wrote it? He said, yeah. Okay. He said, I'm done. They do a redirect. They said, were you here to say that Tory wrote that? And he said, that's not why I'm here. He said, did you ask for any other messages or posts? He said, no. They said, we done with your ass. Get the fuck up off the stand. That was the damn detective's testimony about his lackluster ass performance when it came to researching what the fuck the prosecution thought was going to be another nail in the coffin. So then we pulled up Stacey Vandershaft. Stacey Vandershaft is a criminalist who focuses on trace analysis. So this is the woman they brought in as the gunshot residue expert. She stated that somebody could get gunshot residue on them if they're within at least 18 feet of the gun going off, 18 feet, or being touched and all that kind of shit like that. And then she went over in great detail, gunshot residue, how it works, what she does when she's breaking it down, and the software that they have, and a very knowledgeable woman about that. And so she went over all of that. They said, what's the furthest that you've seen particles travel? She said, studies have been done, and the max that I've read, per my knowledge, is 18 feet. They said, your work here, what did you do? She said, I examined 3 gunshot residue kits. For Kelsey, only 3. Megan was never tested. Kelsey, yeah. Kelsey, Tory, and Jaquan. They said, was Daystar Peterson's sample positive? She said, yes. They said, was Kelsey's gunshot residue report, was it positive? Yes. Yes. It was on her hands. They confirmed that Kelsey had gunshot residue on her hands. I want to tell you something. Huh? Yeah. What I want to tell you is the defense and their cross. I don't know what happened, but they had a moment to do something that just would have really, really, really set the shit off. And I don't know if they can bring her back. I don't know. When that man that is representing Tory got up there, he asked a really good question. He said, are you aware that people in your profession can count the particles, and we can basically quantify who would essentially have more gunshot residue on them than someone else? She said, yes, I'm aware of that. They said, does the person who shoots the gun have more residue on them? She said, basically, yes. They said, this man said, who had more gunshot residue on them? She said, I need to refer to my notes. Can I do that? For whatever fucking reason, he went to something else, and she never answered the question. We do not know who in the fuck had more. That was the opportunity to get a fucking answer. That was like the best fucking question in the world. I don't understand why he deviated from that. I don't know. You know, I'm sure there's a rhyme and a reason. But I would have let that girl look in that damn notebook like she was doing. She said, "Let me look." Let her look, and let her tell you who had more. The fuck? But we didn't. We never got a fucking answer. Never. So they said, you took a sample from her hand. Is it possible that Kelsey could have shot that gun and that Tory ran over to try to stop her and that he could have gotten gunshot residue on him? She said, yes, that is possible. Absolutely.
Tough.
They said, was there any gunshot residue on Jaquan? She said no. No. All right. They said in most cases, do you get a property report that just outlines certain things? And she said, I do, for the most part, get these property reports, but I do not get to look at investigative reports and all that kind of stuff. She said, my job is to find out about this residue and the science behind it. It's not my job to look over reports and do all of that shit. And so they said, did you get one in this case? She said, no. Then we go into the cross. They said, did you talk about and go up? They talked to her about going over the reports and the analysis. They said, do you have any knowledge of blood trails? And they tried to object, but they said, no, let her answer. She said, actually, that's one of the things I was doing before I got into this. She said, I did have to do work about blood trails and stuff like that. Not extensively, but she did. And so they said the placards would show when they place them, when police place them, it would be able to outline the trail. It's supposed to show you like the path. And she said, but yeah, essentially that's what it's going to show you, which he left it there. But if we go back, we never got a blood trail. Those police officers put interview cards right there on the ground and showed us one picture of blood. And they outlined the first day that they could not confirm a blood trail at all. They did not label it properly. They have no evidence of that or anything. More sloppy detective work from the LAPD. So they said, did you get a property report in this case? And she said, maybe, but for whatever reason, I did not make a copy. I didn't find it relevant or valuable to me to make a copy of it. So I don't have a copy. If I got one, then it was with the information and I, sent it back the way I would do it regardless. And so they say, okay. After that, they were done asking questions from her. And he said,
Come on, bro.
He said, we done with this for the day. He said, we are more or less on track, and we may be done with this, concluding this Friday or Monday.
Wow. Why so quick? I thought Tory was possibly trying to call Kylie, was trying to call Corey Gamble, was trying to call Sean Kelly, and maybe even in a weird, and maybe he would testify himself.
The longest person
are they really
was Kelsey, because of the way that went. On day one, we got through 5 fucking people. So today we got through 3. We got 4 maybe. 4. Kelsey,
you heard her.
The detective, the lady, so maybe 3.
More
so if they keep on pace at this point without the kind of quote-unquote hostility and the not remembering shit and all that, then we could actually get through quite a bit. We start on time, finish it, get those people in, and I feel like we could be done. They do their closing. What else we got to talk about? They don't have no more evidence.
We got to get.
We get pace.
We got to get. We got to get to closing. We got to get to Tory's people. And now we gotta I saw that Detective Stogner could be testifying, so we gotta get to the detective.
Brought him in yet, but he could.
Detective Stogner, possibly.
I like this one because I'm ready to end.
Possibly. Sean Kelly, possibly. And then here's the thing, I was talking to Lawyers for Workers. He said I don't know. I got to talk to him again. Maybe his mind changed, but after yesterday, he thought that Tory should testify because this really nailed his home. But I think not. But maybe he does. If he does, I can't see him. He's probably going to be up there a while.
I don't know if it's a good idea for him to get up there. But if he would be balanced and if he would speak to certain things and tell the truth about it and just be clear and concise, it could work in his favor. It could. If he got up there and said, I was wrong for sleeping with those 2 women and doing that and bringing that up. And if he maybe, went maybe that way, maybe. But I don't know if that's the best deal.
drive the narrative back to what the
Exactly.
defense opening was, that hey, basically something that my client's only guilt is that, you know, he was probably not the best of man in terms of dealing with two women and being truthful, and maybe he was playing them against each other. But when it came to violence, my client was not a violent individual that night. If Tory gets up there and delivers a testimony like that, which would obviously have to hinge on what happened when he showed up at the party, what'd you see, what happened in the car, what escalated the argument, why did you, if you ever did get out the car, why did you get out the car? Why did the women get out the car? Where there's a fight? Did you try to break up the fight? Were you inciting the fight? Were you part of the fight? I think all these things are really important. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you right now. If I'm scoring this, again, I keep saying like a boxing match, I think Tory's up too much.
It's too much doubt
to do it.
Believe what you want to believe. It's too much doubt. It wouldn't be reasonable.
It's too much doubt. Again, I went into all of this by saying this. Do people care about who really pulled the trigger, or do people care about if this is a good case? Those are two different things. We might never know who pulled the trigger, but this case
trash.
Trash.
This is one of the sloppiest things I've ever seen in my fucking life. For people to supposedly have so much money and have so much backing, and to have so, like, just supposed to be these bomb ass lawyers and all that. This was sloppy as fuck.
Hey, put it like this, and salute to Tory's lawyer. I'm probably fucking up his last name, Medeshin or whatever his name is, but hey, put it like this. If you're going to bring up somebody's social media post, especially this last minute, and by the way, it was probably not in discovery or whatever the case, but you're bringing it up now. You know what me as a defense attorney is going to know? You haven't hit Instagram with a subpoena to actually get record of, okay, when was this posted? What's the IP on it? And that's why they just shredded that detective or whoever it was. Hey, you're basically acting like somebody who's a commenter on the Shade Room or Academics page, and you're acting like whatever you see, you're going on face value. That don't work in a court. That's bullshit.
It does not work.
Everything. What I'm hearing, great desperation.
That's exactly what it is.
Desperation. It's that.
And y'all just gave him this 2 days ago. That's last minute effort shit. And he didn't even seek out any other information. And he literally said that wasn't the task I was given.
Hey, desperation, but also I'm telling you, put it like this. I guarantee when talking about the anything that was contradictory when it came to the Gayle King interview, or maybe the live that Meg did, or even the live that Kelsey did, I'm guaranteed they didn't play that in full. If I'm Tory's lawyer, I would say, listen, why do we have to play the entire 80-minute clip of her talking to the prosecutors? We should find the relevance in it, and then we should play that. Because y'all didn't play the whole thing where, everybody's being performative before we get in court. And also for everybody, again, you are talking to law enforcement, or, you're talking to the prosecutor, or maybe a detective, but you're not under oath. So again, you're going off your memory. Again, as long as you're not planning and making an effort to lie to the detectives, if you didn't remember, you're not going to be charged for your statements. It's not the same thing as what could happen in the court of law when it comes to perjury, where it's like, hey, if your memory is hazy, don't make it up. You know what I mean? So I'm now wondering, hey, listen, the prosecutor is desperate. They're trying to get 80 minutes of audio. So think about tomorrow when you go in. 80 minutes of audio, we got to listen to this bullshit?
Right.
Nah. Tory's lawyers got to this up a little bit, but I don't think Tory takes a stand at all. Fuck that. You take the stand.
They'll do what they want to do, but I don't think they need
If he do take the stand, he'll mess it up.
As erupted. If anything, that prosecutor should be thinking like this. We lost this bitch. But we tight. So if anything, we're going to try to get everybody on some perjury charges because something fucked up.
Yeah.
They sent us on a dummy mission. We look stupid as the
district attorney's office for LA County. What the fuck did you go in court where Meg is saying she's selective, she's not really doing what she needs? I mean, she did do enough, but again, she didn't see shit, or really, it's not even what Meg said in court, it's what Meg said out of court. Meg gave so much caveats on social media, you couldn't use her as the strongest witness. She's not an eyewitness. She's just she's a material witness and also the victim. Now you got Kelsey. Kelsey's supposed to be the eyewitness. She's supposed to be the star. Oh, I seen Tory pull a gun. I was telling him, yo, chill. Listen, after he shot her and he was walking up, I jumped in between them. He punched me in my face. Kelsey comes and says, Cap, that never happened. And if I told y'all that, y'all is because y'all were pressuring me because really, y'all want to get Tory.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Tory.
Yeah.
Who could actually vote once this goes to the jury? Who could vote that this is 12 people that's going to say Tory guilty?
Well, what we're going to do is,
I'm telling you,
bro,
I guarantee
we have 44 minutes. What we're going to do, we're going to finish it straight tomorrow. Keep it a stat. We'll finish it tomorrow. So